When you go looking for strength, it's not like a game. This journey doesn't have a real ending. Okay then, hope you're ready to begin. If you want to start off on the right foot in this city, hit the streets.
Yeah, hey there I do this, never fear losing. And when I get up in the game, y'all be improved. A real problem, but I solve them all facts proof. And if you think I'm going forward, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. All done inside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I've been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Fight! It started from the ground up, training getting wound up, channeling your inner self and moving up and down, crossing over, passing around on the time the clock can keep score. Years I never thought it crossed before. When I get tired on my knees, I got it in the deep. I feel like I'm on the left, it really has got me. Since I went to win, no goodbyes, if you just let again. I'm out in the skinny, riding around in the dreaming. Once I get the feeling,
The top player is here.
Let me have some fun.
Ready? Then show me.
This will be a good fight.
if you wanna come and stand up to me, pull up on me now. If you wanna challenge, tell me what you wanna call me now. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back.
This is our destiny.
My secret art, Shoryuken! Street Fighter 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, Street Fighter fans from all over the world, and welcome back to another episode of Sets here on a Monday night. You know the drill. We're on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters, and we've had quite a bunch of riveting news fall upon us this past week or so. Also, I do have to apologize that we weren't on the airways last week. We had a little bit of a mix-up with some things, and we had some other personal matters to take care of. Last month was a bit busy for us. Do apologize, but hopefully we should be having a plethora of episodes rolling through this month for you guys on Sets. I'm going to be your host once again tonight, Jammerz, and alongside me are my compadres, my Sets co-hosts. They're going to be showing up right now. We got a lot to talk about. I need them here with me because I don't like to talk to a brick wall all the time. But they are here. We got Veggey and Olvaha. Someone's phone is going off like crazy.
Yeah, sorry, that's my phone. I'm gonna fix that right now.
But
you know, I'm such a popular dude. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
It shows.
excuse
Yeah,
me.
no,
sorry, but
it's actually just Jammerz messaging me on Twitter or something. I don't get it.
I'm sure it is, isn't it? Yeah, I'm right here. But anyway, Veggey, talk to me. How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling really good right now. It's been like 2 weeks, and there's been a lot of stuff going on since then, and I'm really excited that we can finally talk about it. It's unfortunate that we didn't get to do it last week, but I think the one we're getting into tonight is gonna be a really good one because it's different characters than we're used to seeing, and there's really great people.
Okay, sure. Olvaha, what about you?
I'm feeling good as
You
well.
were jumping up and down before. You still got that energy?
I love that theme, by the way, on that trailer there. It gets me hype every time. But yeah, like Veggey said, it's been like 2 weeks. There's been a lot of new information regarding Street Fighter 6, and we're obviously all excited for that. And I'm also excited for Sets today because there's like 2 character specialists in the house, and I know both of these players personally. Like, I've been watching their gameplay, so I'm looking forward to a longer set.
For sure. Fantastic stuff. All right, because obviously I know a lot of you want to hear people's opinions on, obviously, the elephant in the room. We'll get to that very shortly. We're going to have to run through procedures because I've got to do my job very professionally. Right, Richard, give them the run of show, please. We announced last episode that we have changed the times. We've moved an hour earlier. because sometimes we stay in the studio too late and we've got other commitments to do so. But yes, these are the new times for the set show. So yes, the general talk will happen at 12:15 PDT and 8:15 PM UK time. And then obviously 15 minutes down the line, it will be the guest interview, which will be happening for 15 to 20 minutes. And then after that, the first to 10 will begin at 1 PM PDT as well as 9 PM UK time as well. I forget we are BST, British Summer Time, that is right. But yes, Olvaha mentioned that we have guests. Richard rolled the fight card so the people know who's on the show. We advertised it yesterday, and here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, lo and behold, we have, I like to call him not the top echelon of UK players, but I think he's one of the best UK players in the levels just under. He's one of our best high-level players. Afro Saiyan is here. I've been trying to get this going for about 2 months now, I think. It's been a bit weird because obviously he has work commitments. I've been busy and doing some other stuff, but we finally managed to get him on here, and he's going up against the Dan aficionado, the man who's been cosplaying Charlie for as long as I've known him, actually.
That's been several years.
He's been doing it a long time, but if you don't know this man, get to know him. Ladies and gentlemen, Ixion is joining us. It only occurred to me 3 weeks ago that we have not had Ixion on the show. And, he's quite the character, and he has quite the roster in Street Fighter V, or the 2 characters he plays. But it's good to have them on board, and we managed to get them in the same place at the same time. I will say one thing, it was a bit of a nightmare trying to get a hold of Ixion part of the time. But we managed to get him here. But yes, it's going to be a first to 10 between Ixion and Afro Saiyan. Please stick around for that because we're going to have interviews with these guys as well as watch them play. It might be their mains. It might be Nakali versus Nash. It could be Dan versus Seth. Who knows? We're going to find out soon. But Veggey, how are you feeling about these two going head-to-head in a first to 10?
I think it's interesting first to 10, mostly because they are people that we know and have known for a long time. They're like, as you said, when it comes to Afro Saiyan, he's a really, really good player, but in his region, there are a lot of really, 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 really amazing players.
Yeah.
And he's working, but he's more on and off with his like gameplay. He's not playing all the time. I feel like he's kind of maybe focusing on other things more than Street Fighter, but his level up since I saw him for the first time has been great. And what happened there? Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Come back in the
I lost everything.
You can come back in the camera.
Stream just went. Okay, sorry, my stream just went. Everything went dark. It's back. Okay, yes, let's go. No, so
as you were saying.
Yeah, so as I was saying that. So when it comes to Afro Saiyan, I still think he has a really good level, and you've seen him. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember when he played against Luffy in one of the last offline CBTs that we had in 2019. He was like a real neighbor. Yeah,
Brussels?
no, you wasn't he Moss? No,
not versus
the one
fighting.
in Paris in the end, the last one
UFA,
in Paris. He had Luffy. Yeah, and I mean, there were some really clutch moments, and I think he lost. But it was really close, and it's like he could definitely have taken that. But the seasoned veteran Luffy just had some tricks up his sleeve. You know how it can be sometimes. And Ixion has been in the scene since 2012. In Street Fighter 4, he was like he played not very great character, but still different and like had his things. And he's placed high in events and also beaten like really great players like Gamer-B and Luffy. Yeah.
Do you know?
I think that was clearly.
I think that was his most memorable one for me. The set he had against Gamer-B, and Gamer-B didn't have a clue what that was doing.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was. And that's what I remember Ixion from back in the day. Like watching him play Street Fighter 4 and the Dan, seeing him compete with some of these top level players, that was really hype, like always.
For sure, but I mean,
like, and he's gotten into Street Fighter 5, but he hasn't been playing the same. I mean, lately he's been playing a lot, and I think he likes that Dan has been at it. But I'm interested to hearing from him what he thinks about this Dan. Does it feel similar? Because I mean, the gameplay does to me look kind of similar. There's a lot of like in and out play, but it's also very different. So it's interesting to hear what he feels about it as the Dan from the Street Fighter 4 era. And you know, he can really show up. I don't think his characters have great matchup spreads, so that's a problem he's got going for him. I don't know how they'll do against Nakali. I know he's beaten Venom in the past in offline tournaments, so he definitely has it in him to beat anyone, because that is definitely one of the strongest players you can have on your resume. So this is, it's hard for me to call the match, but I think we're in for a treat in the way that we haven't seen something like this so far on the show. This is different, and I like it.
For sure.
Yes!
Olvaha, quickly, what about you? How do you feel about tonight? Afro Saiyan vs. Ixion?
Well, if it's gonna be Nash versus Nikali, that's a matchup we don't see as often as we did in the past seasons. Like the first 2 seasons, these characters were very popular. But so it's hard to say. But if it's gonna be Dan versus Nikali, for example, it's gonna be 2 characters with kind of limited stubby normals, but good pressure when they get in. So that would be interesting to see. But we'll just have to wait and see what characters they're gonna pick, basically.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that point in a minute. But yes, we're getting close to the part you all want us to talk about. We're getting the minute. Richard, we need to congratulate our CBT winner over the weekend. So we did have a short intermission with the Capcom Pro Tour, but it was back with the Midwest or the Mid-Best. And we got to give congratulations to the one and only Just a Kid. What a week he has had, being the MVP of the 5v5 at Combo Breaker. And to top it all off, you will see him in the cup. That is amazing to see. I'm not sure about that picture. Not sure about the picture. It's a bit weird, but you can't knock his skills and what the amount of level up or leveling up he's done in the past year, especially. He's been growing exponentially ever since I've known him and other people have known him, but like in the past year, I think it's where he really buckled down and understood the psychology at high level and then really getting to grips with the new changes, and slowly but surely, Jury has been getting better as a character, and she's probably arguably one of the best in the game now, especially when it comes to neutral, but yeah, nevertheless, much appreciated. So just to keep putting on the performance. Shout-outs to everyone that was involved in the Midwest top 16 to top 8 as well. Shout-outs to Vicious and St. Cola for commentating that. But yeah, you are going to see a jury in the cup. And these are the people who are qualified for the Capcom Cup right now. Samurai, Thor Phils, Mr. Crimson, and now Just a Kid. I think Phils is the youngest. I think Just a Kid's 1 year older than him. So I think as it stands right now, Forfields is the youngest competitor in the cup right now, but we still have, there's a total of 19 online events to be happening. We still have 15 more to go. The one and only online CPTs for everyone to qualify. And then there'll be other ways of qualifying for the cup down the line as well, which we'll still be waiting for information to be released on that. But it's going to be looking juicy. We've got 4 different characters on that roster right now. Hopefully, maybe in an ideal world, you might see all 45 there. Who knows? We'll see. But Veggey, quickly, because I know you got a lot to say about our
Bro,
Korean.
are you throwing me under the bus right now?
No, I because listen,
No.
listen, you have had a lot to say about Jury, so Jury of the Cup, what do you think?
I think it's not unexpected. I don't think if you are surprised by the results, both from the player and the character, I think you're not really in the loop, because the player has been great for a long time, and his character's definitely gotten so strong that it's strong enough for a player of his caliber to do what he did. I mean, he beat Rob in loser 3-1.
Yeah,
I think
3-1.
I saw the match. It was close for the, like, I feel the first 4 games were really close. 4 games though. The first 3 games were really close, and then the last one it kind of ran away with it. And I mean, I feel like you put me a bit on the spot here, because I kind of have to say something to reply that makes your introduction to me more
I don't know, you have a lot to say about characters.
And I think that
I thought today's Jury's turn.
When characters are underplayed or there are less people playing them, and the player base continuously kind of complains this character isn't strong, they keep getting strengthened to the point where they have everything that they had and then some. And for instance, if you look at characters like Karin, Cammy, Birdie, all these characters have had their buttons more normalized, right? Akuma, all of these characters. But now you have the characters that were weaker before that's become strong, but their buttons are still really hard to deal with because they haven't changed that part, so only made them stronger. Yeah, so that was like the strength before, but now it's that and this, and I think the character is in a very good spot for herself. I think it's hard. You have to really regrind the matchup to understand it at this point, because she's been a strong character since last season, in my opinion, and before that she was always decent. But she's been talked of as this really weak character, but I don't think she ever was really weak. Yeah. Wow. Her V-Trick is amazing. Her neutral is amazing. Great anti-airs, and she's got like
the throw game.
Fireball, throw game. The new fireball range. You kind of have to take a hit just to make sure that he doesn't get in that position. Just trade with the fireball. I think
her throw range is one of the best in the game. It's not. It's not top 3. I know it's not top 3. That's Alex Bison and somebody else. It might be Honda. I could be wrong, but it's definitely one of the better ones in the game. But yeah, I mean, did you enjoy Just a Kid's gameplay over the weekend, Olvaha as well?
Yeah, I did, and also like all the other fantastic players we got to see on that top 16. I was watching as much as I could. Obviously, the time difference really makes it so it's hard to stay up that late. But I remember waking up last night and just in the middle of the night, and I saw, okay, it's grand finals actually, and like kind of expected. I did saw Rob lose in the losers bracket earlier, and then I went back to sleep, and I was like, okay, it's probably gonna be Just a Kid and El Chicote. So we got to see those two duke it out, and it was a really entertaining set so far, and I need to watch those back as well.
Yeah, for sure. If you haven't seen the Just a Kid like grand finals with El Chicote, shouts to El Chicote as well. That was a great run from Just a Kid in the losers side. It's all going to be archived on YouTube. The Just a Kid interview is going to be on YouTube as well. So please, please, please make sure you check those out. But now we're going to talk about what you guys want to hear.
Can I shout out one more thing? Just
Go
I
for
think
it.
that if Max, he unfortunately couldn't join because of personal stuff, and I think the way the bracket played out, he would have been in a great position to win the whole tournament. So that's extra unfortunate for him. I'm sure watching the bracket play out and seeing that the people that he kind of have lost to earlier wouldn't be in his way must have been hard to swallow, but it is what it is.
It happens.
Sometimes, you know.
Unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. I remember thinking, looking at the top 8 winners and thinking if Max was there, he was in a great spot for grand finals. But, you know, maybe if he was there, the bracket will play out differently, so there's no point in really thinking too much about it for anyone. I just thought it was an interesting observation.
Okay, cool. But yeah, anyway, right. Now, the thing that you all want us to shed light on, Richard, you can roll the Street Fighter 6 trailer once again. So yeah, State of Play happened last Thursday. I was actually working doing something else, but it did roll out. But yes, I'm pretty sure you all have seen it. Make sure you follow the Street Fighter official account on Twitter. They're putting up new little snippets of information about this game as it goes by. But hey, we saw a teaser back in March. It might have been March. February or March it came, but now they've come with a full-blown trailer showing off 4 characters, a new open world, what it seems, Luke being Luke in the gym. It's just...
He looks so good.
Amazing
He
to
looks
see.
so good,
but yeah, I had to make sure I was watching this live because somebody did say, look, you want to watch the State of Play. Do you know what's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I know people in another gaming industry company, and they said, Jammerz, you want to be watching this? I said, you wouldn't tell me to be watching this unless there's something I want to see. So I saw something else I wanted to see, but then I was like, please show me some new news on a Capcom game. And we did actually see Resident Evil 4 remake, actually. So shout out to Resident Evil 4. That's going to be seen. But yeah.
Yeah, that's also something I want to be playing. Yeah.
This looks interesting and promising. I think, like, Capcom have doubled down. They're pulling out all the stops and trying to just encapsulate everything they've done over the past, like, what, 20 years, put them all into one game. So that's pretty interesting to see. I was dumbfounded when I saw Chun-Li. I was like, oh my god.
Yes.
Do you know,
Breathtaking.
literally, I couldn't say anything when I saw Chun-Li. I said, yo.
Yep.
But anyway, I'm happy to see this. I'm happy to see this, and I believe we don't have to wait long. I think they said it was next year that this is probably going to be with us, on all platforms as well. So I mean, Veggey, quickly, like just from what you saw here, high hopes.
I have extremely high hopes, especially after I saw the dash range that was introduced in the gameplay trailer that was also shown. It just looks, and everything was like so well animated, in my opinion. And you can see it's like traditional Street Fighter gameplay, 2 characters going at each other in 2D mode, and it looked like it was button heavy from what we saw. But I mean, it's just a trailer, and there's a lot of you can never know what the final product will be. But from what I saw, it looked like we were getting like just what we want, to be honest. I have nothing negative to say at this point. I am extremely positive and extremely looking forward to seeing more and getting to try it maybe at some point if that will ever be a thing. Like, I don't know how they will do the build up this time compared to the way they did in Street Fighter 5. It's just looking amazing right now. I don't have any it's just the everything and the single player mode, the single player great. Single player mode is great. I think the modern controls and the classic controls approach is also great. Just make sure that this game can be enjoyed by everyone. Yeah,
I think that there was a lot to kind of absorb from that trailer alone. And if you haven't seen it, there actually is an official website they put up, it basically runs down everything that they're putting in the game and just talking about it. And some things might be reminiscent of the old Street Fighter games. But yeah, I think they just want people to just love Street Fighter again, and these guys are going to hit hard next year, so they're going to stamp their ground, Capcom once again. But Olvaha, I mean, what about you? Any opinions on that? You feeling high hopes?
I mean, high hopes, definitely. After seeing what we saw, I have high hopes, and I'm more excited than I was after the teaser because we got something else to digest, you know. And I really like what I've seen based on the game mechanics. And shoutouts to the Street Fighter 6 website as well. Like, great design, a lot of information, great artwork, just like something to, you know, bite into. And I really like the game mechanics. I feel like that's something that's gonna emphasize a lot of, you know, people playing different styles and that kind of showing from their gameplay. That's something that I really am looking forward to. Every character looks really cool. Also, like, story-wise, I think it's interesting that they did mention on Twitter that, on Street Fighter Twitter, that it's kind of after Third Strike, I believe, when they actually talked about Ryu.
Okay.
So
I haven't seen everything, so I'm just I get excited for a game nearer the time of its release. I'm just like, you know what? I'm like, this is great. I love seeing it, but you'll see me jumping for joy when we're in 2023.
yeah, definitely. I was like thinking, just please let me get my hands on this all the time.
But yeah, I mean, like, it's great to see.
Yeah,
like
you get
said,
anxious almost because you want to play it so bad. You almost get anxious.
Make sure you check out the website. One more thing before you call in the guys and do this interview, because we have been talking about this for a little while. So we're going to extend the interview phase with Ixion and Afro Saiyan a little bit longer. But yeah, Richard, can you roll the other trailer? They might not hear it, but they can see the graphics for it. The reason I wanted to bring this up is this is a very big deal. A lot of you might not see this or understand this, but from a perspective of a commentator, I think this is a big deal because when one of us wins, we basically, we come back to me on the camera when one of us wins, apparently. But yeah, when one of us
is that a secret hint that you are DLC Jammerz?
We don't even know what we're talking about yet. Anyway, right. So if you haven't seen it, this was announced the same time as the game was officially announced as well. So there is going to be actual commentators in the games as announcers. It's going to be Vicious and Papa Tiwawa, or aka Aru, and it's great to know that they've got people from the actual scene commentating these games at the highest level in the game talking about it, which is fantastic because obviously you pay voice actors to be announcers in the game or in games in general, fighting games, but the fact that they're actually picking people from, you know, commentating events, actual commentators, being in the game and being their own announcers, custom voices, is fantastic to see. Well, I can't see anything yet, so apparently we might not be able to see it, but I wanted to give a special shout out basically to Vicious and Papa Tiwawa because again, that was, I don't know how long they had to keep that like secret for, because that's a very big deal. And like, it's not even me because I've got Vicious's, I speak to Vicious a lot personally, so I'm like, you know what, like, good on you, honestly, because he was obviously dumbstruck or like dumbfounded by, and
it was a surprise when they were gonna reveal it. That was also a surprise to him, so that was really fun to kind of like the production team surprised him as well. That's really fun.
And obviously that's opened up another can of worms because everyone's like, yo, where's this guy, where's that guy, can we get this custom? Like, so maybe if this works out, you might see other commentators in the game as announcers, giving out some lines as well. Who knows? But I mean, really right now it's going to be Vicious and Papa T. Well, I had a couple of people that because obviously they like video games in general, so they saw Street Fighter 6 in that trailer. They said, Jammerz, are you in the game? I said, it's a possibility. I'm not in there now, but it could be a possibility later down the line. But we can't play the video now, so we might play it on the other side of the thing. But yeah, do you know what? I've kept these guys long enough. Richard, do you think we can get these guys in here so we can start talking to our lovely guests? So if we do have Afro Saiyan and Ixion here, because we had them in the green room for quite a while, let's get them in. Let's talk to them about what they feel about Street Fighter 6 and obviously current affairs with Street Fighter 5 right now. So let me find out that these guys have not unmuted their microphones. Let me find out. Right, gentlemen, Afro Saiyan, Ixion, are you here? Can you guys hear me loud and clear?
I can hear you.
Hey, perfect. All right, so Ixion, Afro Saiyan, much appreciated for taking time out your day for coming to join us on the show. Obviously, it's been Afro Saiyan. I've been trying to get you on here for quite some time, but we finally made it work. And Ixion, like we said, because I know you do stream, and we're going to talk to you about streaming soon, because sometimes not streaming a day could be pretty effective to streamers these days. But thank you very much for joining us today and having a chat with us. So in this part of the show, obviously we had our little preamble talk with Street Fighter 6 and our own opinions and whatnot, but yeah, we sit here, we just have a conversation with you guys, talking about the game, how you feel about Street Fighter 5 currently, and obviously because Street Fighter 6 has been announced, I want to get you guys' opinions on some things as well. So my first question will go to Ixion, and I have to ask you because obviously I've known about you since, I think it was 2013. I definitely think it's 2013 that I knew of you, obviously watching a lot of streams, DreamHack events, and obviously seeing you travel around for Street Fighter 4, and you're predominantly known for the Dan pick. I really want to know which version of Dan you prefer. Street Fighter 5's version or Street Fighter 4's version of Dan?
I actually prefer Street Fighter 5 version of Dan.
Okay, any particular reason why?
Yeah, it's mostly due to the V-Skill 2 feint cancel mechanic.
Okay, fair. I mean, is there any... is it easy to learn that, or is it difficult to pick it up? What do you think?
It is quite difficult, actually. The real annoying thing with the V-Skill 2 feint cancel with Dan is that there is no good way to see what you're doing wrong when you're failing them. Because even when you are pressing it too early or you're pressing it too late, he would still just do this V-Skill 2 taunt thing, and you have no way of knowing how to adjust the timing. So that's the most frustrating part about learning it.
Okay.
So you have to just really grind it in training mode and really get the feel for it, and it takes quite some time. And if you're playing some other character and forget about it, it can be annoying to get back into it.
Okay.
But Ixion, do you know what the frame leniency, like the frame, how many frames you're able to do the cancel before it fails?
I don't know for sure, but I believe it's like 2 or 3.
That's pretty tight, to be honest.
And the timing is
very
different.
tight, yeah.
The timing is also different with canceling with,
Yeah,
each
you have
individual
to
normal, right?
you have to separately get used to all the different normals for it.
Yeah.
But you can use this trick that you try to press the V skill command as late as possible for all the normals, and by doing that, you will make the window
Slightly bigger?
There will be a shorter time until you press the normal, if that makes sense. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but
I think I get it.
if you press the V skill early, it will be like a longer span of time where you can hit the timing. So doing the V skill as late as possible makes it a bit easier, but it's still really tricky to get into.
Oh, okay. So that's
Actually.
that's actually pretty technical. Because obviously I know that, like, there's a lot of frame traps and there's a lot of people lack a lot of knowledge on Dan and his V-Skill 2 frame traps. So I still see people to this day still getting crush counted because they don't understand.
I don't even know what to do if I'm up against a Dan and they're doing it. I have no idea what to do.
The best thing to do is to either V-reversal or V-shift, because if you slow down time, you've kind of messed up you messed up the taunt cancel time, because the taunt leaves him in a counter hit state, which I do find that a bit bizarre. You can get more damage from a V-reversal and the grey damage, or you can just get some sort of counter hit situation or whatever. So it's something I just have to ask, because obviously you have played Dan in 4 and 5. So I just wanted to get your opinion on that.
One thing I'd like to mention is that he has... I'm very happy about Dan's heavy normal specifically in this game compared to Street Fighter 4. Like his standing heavy punch and his standing heavy kick, they are so incredibly different because they are so bad in Street Fighter 4. And in this game, they're actually really, really good. So that's a big difference. And then he also has one of those insanely fast forward dashes. No one even thinks about that. But he has like one of those 16-frame dashes, and you can abuse that a lot, actually.
Okay, now I'm getting the Dan insight here. This is good.
But does Dan have like does he have a good matchup spread? How is that working? How do you feel right now with his matchup spread, Ixion? Is it like a worth to pick up for a tournament?
Oh, I don't really feel like he wins any matchup. The thing is that like any matchup that he could. The thing is, if there's a matchup that he could be winning, he's still not winning it, because it always feels like you have to win 2 rounds to win 1 round, because everything does so little damage.
No, I get where you're coming
the
from,
thing.
because his stun output is it's a bit of a joke.
Yeah.
That part I do know. The damage, I'm not so sure about the damage. I think for me, it's definitely the stun for me is more noticeable. Maybe because I play a character less than 1,000 vitality, but probably when you're going up against maybe like Geef, Abigail, Alex, Honda, it's like, like I'm not doing any damage here. You can take it to the corner pretty quickly if you get the right combo or situation, but yeah, the stun output is probably one of his biggest flaws or weaknesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. Right, now
But,
go on.
sorry, no, I'm not gonna diverge anymore. We have done enough about that V skill. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I mean,
Let's continue.
because
We can talk about this V skill and character for a very long time, and I mean we have Afro Saiyan here, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, look, we don't know a lot about the V skill, so look, we can pick a dance specialist brains about it. The more we know about it, the better. That way we can.
We must decipher it.
But yeah, quick question for Afro Saiyan. Obviously, we've known you, or I've known you for an Akali main for, I think, about 4 years now. 4 or 5 years. When did you start playing Street Fighter 5? Was it 2017, Afro?
So wait, I'm not muted, right?
No, I can hear you.
Sorry. You're not. Yeah, okay, good. I was just double checking. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been playing the game since release. I bought the game on release, and I kind of picked up Nakali because he reminded me of Ryu, which is who I used in Street Fighter 4, and because of the stomps and stuff, and just like really liked his aesthetic. So yeah, but I've been using him since release.
Okay, now,
Okay,
my question, before you get to that, my question for you is, why on earth did you pick up Seth as a secondary character to Nakali? What was that choice all about?
So there was like a point of time where I was like, you know, Nakali is, and I feel like a lot of people kind of shared the same opinion that just Nakali is not good. You know, especially with, I think when V-Shift came out, it was really difficult for him to kind of compete. And this was before the patch, where they've obviously, you know, made him a lot better. But in that time, a lot of people were kind of advising that I should pick up Seth. So yeah, that's kind of why I stuck with it. I think throughout playing Nakali, I did try like dabble with other characters. But just like Seth kind of stuck with me, and he's very similar to Nakali in some ways, but his damage output and everything else is insane. Yeah.
Okay. No, I just thought because it was like Seth was just a weird pick for you, but then it depends because I've only known you for playing Nakali. I know you tried a couple of other characters, Rashid, which you should never bring out again. You tried, I think you tried Cammy at one point as well, and then you just settled with Seth, and it seems like you're having a ton of fun playing him. So I was like, okay, sometimes the characters you think wouldn't fit someone's style, you seem to be proven wrong completely. So thank you very much for proving me wrong about yourself, because I actually like watching yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
I have a question. Yeah, no problem. You brought up, after saying you brought up the fact that you like Nakali because he reminds you of Evil Ryu. Now, we have literally Evil Ryu in the roster. We have Kage.
Yeah, well, like,
so
what are you
my
doing?
question is, what are you doing? Why are you still playing Nakali? Did you ever consider Kage, especially now that he's like a kind of a solid character? And what made you stick with Nakali?
So I guess the kind of known flaw with Nakali is he's got like quite stubby normals, and when Kage came out, he kind of had like the same situation going on where he had quite stubby normals, or at least in my opinion, they were quite stubby.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, well, like what's the point of going from one character with stubby normals to the next character with stubby normals? Like it didn't make sense to me. But I think Kage is like a really cool character. Like I love watching Kage just in general, and like even when I'm playing a Kage and they're like doing some stylish combo, Kage is a sick character, but I don't think he's for me.
I mean, I don't know. He's sick aesthetic-wise, but in the game, I don't know. That's just
It's gotten better though.
No, he's gotten better. Maybe it's because it's my viewpoint of the character I play. When someone says Kage is sick, I'm like, no, he isn't. But
I mean, that's a really good matchup for Poison. So,
But one really interesting
might kind of skewer your opinion here.
I know. Sorry, go on, Veggey.
I need to add an interesting thing because I'm pretty sure that Kage is actually Evil Dan. And I asked Ixion if he wanted to play Kage because, but have you seen? There's a video. Every normal he has is Dan from Street Fighter 4. Yeah. Every normal is the same animation as Dan from Street Fighter 4 or something, and his fireball is the same as Dan from Street Fighter 4. The only thing is, it feels like because the fireball is kind of the joke with Dan doesn't have the power to throw it. So even when Kage or Dan becomes evil, it looks like he can still have that fireball the way that Dan has it. And I mean, first I thought like, nah, you're reaching, but then I watched the video and I was like, wow, maybe it is actually Evil Dan. But I don't mean no one knows. It's definitely not Evil Ryu. It doesn't look like Evil Ryu. Doesn't play like it. To me, it's Evil Dan. But I know, but as Olvaha said, it's still the function of Evil Ryu anyway. Like, so yeah.
Okay.
I haven't seen that video.
Neither have I.
seen that
So
video?
you might have to link us that video so we can get educated on that, because that'd be pretty interesting. I mean,
I'll definitely find the link again.
Ixion, did you ever try Kage? Were you interested in Kage? Now that
No, I was livid when he was announced.
okay.
I banned the word Kage in my streams. You get banned if you say it.
Okay. Damn. That, I did
You
not know
also get banned if you say Luke nowadays as well.
Wow. What about Abigail?
Not banned. You just get purged.
You
Not
might as well get purged for about 43 members of the cast in your chat, by the way you talk about things. But like now that you've mentioned streaming, I do have to ask you, because at least to my knowledge, Ixion, you are one of the most active streamers in the European scene. I could be wrong. I have to double check, because I know obviously Jimmy is one of the biggest, but I think in terms of activeness, like, I feel sometimes you do go under the radar a bit, and you actually have been putting a little bit of work, not just with Street Fighter, but just in general in the European community. So really,
it's just my random work schedule, and I'm not really the type of person who can do a full-time job and get home and then do stream. I can't do that. So
well, I mean, listen, you stream a lot more than I do, so my hat's off to you. Because streaming,
big hats.
Hey, listen, streaming takes a lot of work. My question regarding streaming for you, Ixion, is overall, how has it been for you? Because obviously we just mentioned it, it's not easy, but it is something that, at least from me watching you, it's something you like to enjoy. And you kind of give me, like, forgive me, I don't want to offend you by saying this, you kind of give me the Hawaiian shirt man vibes when you're streaming. I don't know if anybody else sees that. I kind of see it when I'm watching Ixion stream. But
wow, really? Compare me to him?
Well,
okay.
I mean, he's having fun playing the game. You're having fun with your characters, and you got your own animations and GIFs and whatnot. So I'm just like, yo, you must be having a blast. I mean, talk to me about your streaming experience. Is this something you want to do a little bit more or much more in the future, or is it just a cool pastime for you right now?
No, my goal is to be able to make a living off it in the end, but I have realized that it's not possible in this era for this game. Really, it feels like collecting new people for Street Fighter V feels a bit like you know, when you have like a chicken wing that you're trying to eat eat the meat that is left on the wing, but you can't find any more meat.
What an analogy! I completely understand what you mean. But
wow,
that was such an analogy. Please continue.
Amazing.
I'm just waiting for Street Fighter 6 to arrive and start new and find the new people, and yeah. Until then, I just try to be as active as I can.
Okay.
Sort of, and trying to not have too much hopes for growth at this time. It's just really, really hard right now.
Okay, no, I can definitely understand that, because I mean, during these times of lockdown and the pandemic, we've all, you know, everyone's been at home, so everyone's like, you know what, I'll stream. And
yeah, that's another thing with streaming that's so annoying. Like, I don't need to offend anyone, but like everyone is streaming now. I feel like there's so many people who could be my viewers, but instead of them being my viewers, they are streamers.
No. Do you know what? This is a place to speak your mind, and it's good that you brought that up, because it's, again, because a lot of people play video games and they game, but they didn't have time in the past. So when you were just at home and you had to do the whole work from home thing, or you lost your job, unfortunately, whatever the situation was for you, people said, you know what, I can just play games now. And it's like, people,
yeah.
And remember, streaming, Ixion, you'll know this, like, you're streaming for a PC and you have a full-blown setup, but streaming, it's much easier now. You just turn on the console, hook up your Twitch account, and you can stream from there. And if you're a known personality or whatnot, or just streaming the game in general, like, people will do that. So I don't think the viewers have been lost. They've just been distributed. So I
exactly.
know, like,
yeah, totally.
The Twitch numbers, like, it can be disheartening to some people, but like, again, I think Ixion made a very good point. It's like the people who are streaming could have been my viewers or whatnot, and it's like it can be difficult for growth.
And their viewers could be his viewers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like
exactly. Yeah, that too.
Ixion, what you have to remember, and you have to keep this in mind as well, it might be exponentially harder when 6 comes out, because the people have been building up their streaming now. It's like people are going to be looking for those places to go. So what you want to do, ideally, is trying to make you one of the go-to guys for Street Fighter 6. So that's why, obviously, you said make sure you're as active as can be. So all I can tell you is keep at it. Obviously, take your breaks every now and then, but keep at it, honestly.
Yeah. I'll try to do a bunch of YouTube, but I have a problem with brain fatigue, so it's really hard for me to.
Oh, don't worry, I've been there. Do not worry, I have been there. Especially when you want to keep up with the quality of people who can do this full time, it's not easy. But well, speaking of streaming, obviously, Afro Saiyan, you did stream a little bit for a while. You streamed on PlayStation. I mean, I streamed on PlayStation as well. I don't think there's anything funny about that because, listen, one of the biggest streamers in the SF5 community started out on PlayStation, and his numbers exceeded everybody's to this day. And that was on PlayStation. So let us not forget that part. Now, for sure. My question for Afro Saiyan is, because obviously you watch a lot of CPT, you participate in the stream chats for a lot of things. How has the streaming experience been for you now that people are streaming the game more than ever now? If that makes sense. Is it good to see? Is it something you want to get back into? Like, what is it? Might be a bit of a vague question, but I do want to hear your opinion on Twitch right now for the FGC.
I mean, I think Twitch for FGC is in like a really good place right now. Like, I feel like at any kind of point during the midday or something, you know, I can hit, you know, go on Twitch and find a stream, whether it's like Broski or Ixion himself or, you know, just anyone. It's a really enjoyable experience. You got like a plethora of character options to watch as well. And I don't know, I plan to get back into like Twitch streaming, but we'll see. It's a big like pending hiatus that it's been on.
Oh well, I mean, like, you got other commitments, and again,
exactly.
We've seen this now. The fact that you can make money and make this a full-time occupation, it's kind of like you have to go all in. Or if you finish your day job, whatever that may be, it's right after your day job's done, and that takes up what 8 or 9 hours of your day. You have to go right. I've got to at least commit 2 hours minimum of gaming or entertaining in some way, shape, or form. Unless maybe you want to be a just chatting streamer. You ever consider that? I know you're laughing about it, but it's an idea. People can make bank off that too. It could be something to consider. I mean, what do you think? Do you think you can do it? Just chatting?
Nah, that's not for me. Personally, I'm just gonna be streaming Street Fighter 5 or 6 when it finally comes out, and like other games. But yeah, just chatting ain't for me.
Oh, no, it isn't for me either.
Well, listen, you know, I have to ask because again, I haven't streamed in Lord knows how long, and I know how difficult it could be. I know Veggey actively streams as well, but I see Veggey as documenting his progress. Not necessarily he's entertaining people, but I see it as him documenting his progress. So that's great to see. But it's not, streaming isn't for everyone. Everyone has access to it. It's not for everybody. So that's all I really want to say on the matter there. Now, I've got to ask Afro Saiyan as well. Regarding Nakali's changes, obviously I speak to Veggey, Veggey's spoken to Phenom thinks highly of the character. What has been the most significant changes to Nakali in this most recent patch from your perspective? Because people don't really hear your perspective about the character.
Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, I don't think anything is ever going to be better than Season 1 Nakali. And that's probably because he was fully broken. He had all of those anti-air jabs, all of that nonsense.
Oh, I forgot.
Damage was like up to like a crazy level.
Yeah, crush counters didn't have any scaling.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like over the years, as like system changes have gotten worse, like as you said, crush counter scaling, I think Nakali has gotten worse as well. But with this most recent patch, I think he's in a good place so far. I think he's probably like, in terms of the update, he's probably one of the characters that has come out like in the best form.
Okay.
But having said that, I don't actually think any of his bad matchups have got really any better, or any of his good matchups have gotten really better. It's just a more like solid character.
So just the quality of life changes he needed just to kind of fit into the meta of the current version of SF5. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. I still think he has lots of quality of life issues, but that's just me personally. Like his V-Skill 2 doesn't work properly and other things, but it's okay.
I mean, I think that V-Skill works fine, but I'm not an Nakali player, so...
I have a question about Nakali, actually.
Go for it.
We're talking about him. Do you have a preference for the V trigger? Because, like, obviously the other one is a 2-bar and the other one is a 3-bar, and the other one gives you a full V trigger for the rest of the round if you prefer. and the other one kind of depletes, do you have like certain matchups where you want to use the other one, or do you just default for the one that gives you the kind of V-trigger form forever?
Yeah, I think when they initially released the different V-triggers and V-skills, it was always V-skill 1, V-trigger 2, which was V-trigger 2 is the infinite one. And it didn't make sense to me why you would want to leave V-trigger, which is his most powerful form, and where he can actually kind of play neutral a lot better. But I've been watching like a lot of Japanese Nakali players and just been like speaking in the Nakali Discord as well and trying out for myself. I think V-trigger 1 does have its utility. Maybe if you want to kind of, be in V-trigger for a short burst to get some burst damage, and then afterwards you can, use your V-reversal and your V-shift afterwards when you're being maybe defensive to close that around.
Yeah.
I feel like when you picked V-trigger 2, even if you had it like, I don't know, like with 70 seconds remaining, you can't use V-reversal anymore. So it makes a lot of things difficult, like bias and pressure. You can't V-reversal anymore, which just makes things very difficult. It's like an interesting, I think, because Nakali is the only character with an infinite V-trigger. It's although some characters feel like they have infinite V-triggers, but it's a very interesting dynamic. So yeah, I think I'm kind of leaning towards V-trigger 1 right now.
Okay, fair play. Right, I think I've got about just enough time for maybe 2 short questions. We've been talking to Ixion about Dan. I have a quick question to Ixion about Nash. I need to know, in your opinion, what are 3 of Nash's best matchups? I need to know that now because I don't know anything or much about Nash. I need to hear from a Nash specialist.
Let me bring up Street Fighter 5 roster real quick.
Oh my god. This might take a while when he brings it up. But yeah, I need to know from your perspective which matchups feel the most comfortable for you.
Okay, yeah, I'm watching now. Let's see. I enjoy Zangief.
Okay.
And then Sagat.
Okay.
Oh.
And let's see. Ooh, maybe. I like playing against Alex. But he's really scary now. But
So you like? It seems, at least from what I'm understanding, you like fighting the tall characters. That's what it sounds like. Is there any?
Yes.
Is there any particular reason why? Is it because of how Nash is difficult to catch? Is it a projectile game? Anything specific?
Well, Sagat is obvious. My V skill 1 is really annoying for Sagat.
Yeah.
I feel like I can contest Sagat in the footsies quite easily. I have my Sobat. He has his heavy kick. I can do it quite well. Geef. Yeah, I have my standard zoning against Geef. It just works pretty well against him. Alex?
That's a weird one. So I'm kind of curious about what you're going to say.
It's hard to put my finger on what it is. I just feel like Alex players seem to think that they can screw me over with Lariat, and I can usually just block a little and then backdash, and then I'm fine.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I do want to kind of bring out one specific move from Nash, since I've kind of played Alex, and I feel like he kind of struggles against the Sobat kick. How do you feel?
Well, I mean, who doesn't?
I mean, it seems like a really good tool in that specific matchup. That's why I said it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone struggles against the Sobat. It's funny. I think that Street Fighter 5 design is always like this. Like, some characters aren't just their character. It's a character and their friend. And in the case of Alex, it's always been Alex and his friend Delaria that has been buffed like 8 times now. What would Alex be without his friend Delaria, you know?
Oh, okay.
And now Nash. What would Nash be without his friend the Sobat?
Okay. No, all right. I see where you're coming from
what I mean?
now. Okay, right. Do you know what? That makes perfect sense, because I think if you, again, if you look at it from another perspective, if you remove certain tools away, then it's like the character doesn't. You think the character doesn't have anything left, but it's like I can't play the game without that tool. So I kind of get where he's coming from. Right, because we are running short of time here. Got to ask you this quick question. I'll ask it to all my guests, and I probably know the answer, but I want to hear your opinions anyway. Afro Saiyan, who do you think the best character in the game is right now?
Luke.
No denying it. It's Luke.
Silently.
No, there's no competition. Luke is the best.
Fair play. All right, Ixion, surprise me. Who's the best character in the game?
Ed.
I did say surprise me. So. Go on.
I'm not sure. It may be Luke. I'm actually not certain.
I don't think you've been hit by Flash Knuckle enough.
Yeah, Flash Knuckle. I can't quite say for sure. I think Ibuki is like downplayed.
Okay, no, I thought you were saying
maybe
Ibuki's
not
the
best character, but.
Okay, Ibuki's down. Do you know what? We'll save that one. I'm going to save that one because we do have to take a break. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break. We're going to take 5 minutes. When we come back, I'm going to make sure Afro Saiyan and Ixion are in this lobby for the first to 10. After, we'll ask him about why he thinks Ibuki is slept on. And then we'll ask him some further questions in the next post-match interview. We'll see you in 5 minutes. See you in a bit.
If I go too far, please forgive me.
My name is Seth. Bow down for my sight.
It's time for trap.
Show me everything. Download.
This will do.
I'll settle this. It's the end! Let's go! The finale! You can't escape!
PlayStation.
Peggy 16.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Sets. Here we are back from the break featuring Afro Saiyan going up against Ixion in the first to 10. We had a very long and extended chat for the pre-match interview as well as other things, because there's a lot to talk about. But now we're here for the juicy stuff, what you guys want to see, the gameplay of tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us for tonight's episode. Afro Saiyan going up against Ixion in a first to 10. It could be Nikali versus Dan. It could be Nikali versus Nash. It could be Dan versus
that's the
Seth.
interesting part.
I'm hoping for Dan personally.
I'm hoping for Dan too.
Well,
I love watching Dan.
We'll see. We'll see. Right. So
I like watching Dan.
What? Do you know what? I like watching.
I love you, man.
I like watching Dan too. Don't like fighting him. Because at one point I did think, and I actually had a similar thought process to Fudo at one point. I actually thought it was a bad matchup for Poison, but that was just me, just bugging. Because Dan's pressure.
Did you want to use your
No. Even when I was using it, Dan's pressure is incessant, and if you don't understand the gaps and how it works, it's going to make you think twice about how you defend in this game. But
it's terrifying.
The V system.
And then
the V system basically deals with him, but we'll see how Afro Saiyan deals with it. But Veggey, you wanted to say something real quick?
Yeah, and I mean, if you have to force your opponent to V-reversal or V-shift to get like out of pressure, then Nikali kind of starts having some big decisions to make, since his strength is really when he's in V-trigger. I mean, he's powered up outside of V-trigger, but he's still not like super strong outside of V-trigger. In V-trigger is actually incredible, right? So you don't want to sacrifice that. So can that be like a tactic that Ixion can deploy? We'll see. Yes, Dan, let's go!
And actually, I wanted to point out that Afro Saiyan, like he said earlier, V-Trigger 1 has its uses. Like, it doesn't last forever, but you get the access back to V-Shift and V-Reversal, which should be really important in this specific matchup.
Well, I think because of just the pressure that Ixion can apply with Dan, I don't think he wants to be in V-Trigger 2 for too long.
Yeah, he wants to use the V-Reversal and the V-Shift maybe later in the game as well.
Oh, nice check on the light Dan kicks there. That's one of the things that a lot of people don't necessarily do. You actually can press a button or jab Dan out of it, but you don't want to get hit by a counter hit and a full combo from his standing medium punch. So we'll see how Afro Saiyan handles the torque cancels.
Wow.
And he's already flopped already, but he can take straight to the corner with Dan Kukyaku. This is the torque cancel.
Oh, he missed it, but he was so lucky that he had the hit on the crouching medium kick, so it didn't really matter.
All right, here we go. Oh, he's going to go for the infinite. Yeah, he's going to try and do the infinite until it gets the red fireball.
Oh no.
Oh, wow, he tried it.
What a way to start off for Ixion here.
You know, Ixion is a showman. He wants to show people. That's one of his things. And I understand he wants to go for it, even though he could have done something safer to maximize like damage. Oh, I think that is a good use. Like, using those randomly is kind of good, because you can get over the V skills, and it's kind of make it hard for Afro Saiyan to decide when to actually try to zone.
Now, Dan's got a lot of just throw it out there moves, especially, well, that was the best jump he has done.
Oh, he just did a DP! Hit it with the DP!
To be fair, he wasn't going to get a combo for that. He did it. It was a regular hit for a crouching medium punch. If it was a counter hit, that would have been different. So I don't really blame Ixion for going for a reversal in that situation.
And I like it because Ixion saw that he was baiting and knew that when he was done baiting, he would not bait anymore. So Ixion just waited, saw it. Then after he started pressing again, he knew that now I can DP because you think you have trained me, but you can't train. What is the school of Dan? You can't train the master.
Psycho.
Psycho master.
Style.
That's a great point. Look at these DPs flying from both these characters right now. That's gonna stun. Yeah, there you go. Afro gonna take this round here, nice and easy.
Nice. Yeah, we're going to be in here for the long haul, because like I said, these guys have they're using these characters right now, but they do have pocket characters as well if they want to bring them out. But I would love to see Nikali versus Dan more at CPT level, the highest level, but it's just one of those matchups, like Olvaha said, but we're seldom going to see it anyway, so it's a treat to watch it here.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting, like, both these characters kind of have a similar playstyle. They have stubby normals, but when they get up close, their pressure can be really oppressive. So I really enjoy that aspect from both these characters.
Nice conversion. We get the V-shift.
Do you know, Jammerz, what the heavy kick, V-skill cancel heavy kick is on block? Because it's no longer punishable, right?
What, Dan's one?
Yeah, when he cancels it and does it again. Does it change somehow?
No, the frame data should be... So whatever the frame data is normally for the button, it should be the same.
Okay, so it should be the same.
It's like, because people don't understand the gap. So when he does stand hard kick, taunt cancel, stand hard kick, it should only be like that for if he has V-trigger to make it safe. Because I think stand hard kick is like -4.
Yeah, it should be minus something.
Nice
That.
Ooh!
Afro Saiyan just got to feel something that Gamerby felt quite a few times, those surprise EX down kicks. And it's also great, as we mentioned earlier, since Afro Saiyan has to use the V-skill to both build V-meter and kind of establish ground control. I feel like those read in heavy, light, or EX down kicks from Ixion are gonna make Afro Saiyan really passive.
I think for me, the scariest thing about EX Dan kicks is how when it hits from a different kind of distance, it can be minus or plus. So it can be really ambiguous and really scary to like kind of gauge the distance when you're defending against it. Like, is it gonna be minus or is it gonna be plus? That's a really scary aspect about Dan.
Okay, much appreciated to Mushroom Selkie and DoxyXE. Apparently, because I didn't actually go through, or Dan's changed our muscle memory to you yet. Stand hard kick's -2 now. It's not -4 anymore.
Is it always -2 or only after the V-skill cancel?
Nah, it should always be -2 regardless.
Okay, because I noticed you can't punish it anymore.
Yeah,
I think that's a good change because he needs to have that button, and that button has some range and makes it possible for him to play some neutral. Right now, though, it's Afro Saiyan in that V-trigger.
Do you know what annoys me about the V-trigger? It's when Necalli moves and his hair moves. You want to grab his you want to grab his hair. Yeah, and it's like, damn, he moved, but he didn't.
It's frustrating, for sure.
Alright, let's see, Afro Saiyan still not deterred. Nice usage. I like how Ixion is trying to use the dash instead of the jump to get through the V-skill just a bit too late.
Look at this, Afro already almost has the 2 bars needed for the activation here. Full health,
wow.
Look at this.
My man did hard kick into hard kick, and he got the cross count in the second. He's not dead after this, there's too much scaling.
Too much scaling, yeah.
Is Ixion going to reversal? He might do.
Oh, Afro looks scared. Yeah, he's showing his fear, and Ixion notices, just wakes up with nothing.
Back
Here
throw.
comes the rush down from Ixion.
Let's go. Yeah.
Let's go. Oogie. No DP on the neutral jump.
He tried.
Oh, he tried. I'm sure he tried there. I think anti-air DPs is not as muscle memory for Ixion as other Shoto players, and you can kind of see it there. 2 big opportunities for the anti-air DP. The second time he did try, but he was too late on the motion.
Also,
it looked like.
Also, a thing that Dan players do bring up, which is fair in my opinion, is that his DP does considerably less damage as an anti-air. So that is kind of demoralizing for, you know, as an incentive to actually use it as an anti-air, because it also obviously involves risks.
Well, I mean, doing the crosscut version of his uppercut is fine, just as a situational thing. But yeah, damage-wise, it's not really. It's not.
Oh, there you have what you spoke of, Jammerz. If you get to V-shift when it's taunt canceling, you need to be so aware that you punish properly with a crush counter. But Afro Saiyan just put out a button with no cancel.
Yeah.
That's something for him to look for later when he is V-shifting.
Dude, he's
big like Dankyaku.
He's pressing. Yeah, he's pressing too many lows. He's doing too many low attacks, so the light Dan kick's just hitting him. He's hitting him at the best frame advantage Ixion wants, because he just gets the full combo. He needs to do that.
Also, if you're defending against light Dan kicks, you should always stand up, because obviously your hurt box is extended when you're crouching. So
well, it takes longer for the move to connect as well, so therefore, or it connects in the latter active frames. He's not dead. Yeah, he wouldn't be dead after that.
Right.
Oh,
there it is.
He caved in. Oh, damn. Is that getting to him already?
This is the second time Ixion is doing something really great on the baits. I feel like he has that experience against the reversal situation. He's just so good at fishing them out.
Oh, nice buffer there.
Nice. Oh, do you know what? That might counter the tech that Necalli players do with the second stomp that retracts their hurt box. You can't grab him.
Yeah. Interesting. We have to ask about that. See ya.
Yeah, Afro is really good on his punishes. He knows what he can punish. He's ready. Not everyone does punish that V reversal. This is huge though. Stun, definitely dead.
He had to spend the bar because if he did the heavy version of the uppercut, it wouldn't have stunned. So he had to spend the bar and get himself back to this fight. He was going to go up 2-1. Alright.
They're just feeling it again. It really slowed down just now. Ixion looking for an opportunity to find a read on the V-skill. Afro Saiyan is staying solid about it, waiting. Yeah, again, it's great patience. Was he thinking about a DP there? Or was he just trying to walk out to maybe make it?
Whoa,
Oh, great. Another bait.
Yeah, that answers your question, Veggey.
Yeah, that's just my question. He thought he would do minus into DP like a Ken player, right?
Consider your question answered.
The baits are so great in this set.
Why are both of these guys like uppercutting like mad? Nice
Yeah, these guys are throwing out uppercuts like.
Hey man, it's entertaining for me, but
yeah, it is.
come on, grab.
For me
nice.
as well. Oh, now
And with the dunk combo, it's so big. One guess for game. Ixion not afraid, but he's missing his punish. Afro Saiyan still alive. He has a great V-skill right now. It's going to be hard for Ixion to deal with, but he does have the forward momentum on the dank kicks. He tried to whip punish too early.
Is he going to pop out the super?
Yeah, Ixion has to super now. He's got no choice.
Yeah. Ooh, that's kind of light kick. It's like, stop your kneeing.
So it looks like Afro Saiyan's done a little bit of work in terms of how to stop dank kicks. But the problem is, he needs to stick with the either stand medium punch and the standing attacks in general, not resort to the lows. The lows are what's losing the light dank kick and what's giving Ixion huge amounts of damage. Well, it's not huge because it's Dan, but he's getting the most amount of damage you can get in a situation. I think both of these guys need to calm down a little bit in the reversal department. Obviously, Veggey mentioned it before, Ixion's been slightly better at baiting reversals, or he just has an understanding psychologically when people want to bust out of strings, because Dan will make you do that.
Yeah. And I mean, nice, he's catching the start of the dank kicks. Great timing so far.
The pressure.
So he has to hold it.
Someone said a limited V-Trigger ran out because he's using V-Trigger 1. That got changed like 1 or 2 seasons ago, where they made V-Trigger 1 basically a normal V-Trigger because they gave him a new move and it consumes V-meter. So they wanted to just give him a form.
Red fireball.
That damage was decent though, Jammerz, I'd say.
Yeah, from the command grab, of course. Nice meat.
No, I mean from Ixion's side there.
Oh yeah.
With like the cancel. I think maybe the stun I understand though, because that one does not really move, does it? Nice check on the dash. So ready, Ixion.
Oh, he didn't finish the combo. Okay. Wow. That
the knee hits once again with the crouching normal.
Damn, these guys are literally slugging it out here. He's gonna activate V-Trigger very shortly.
And I mean, Afro Saiyan did find the punish on the taunt cancel this time, but he can still get more. Try to find the crush counter. Ixion just out of range, and Afro Saiyan was already mashing. So big issue got the EX.
No way. Plus frames. Is he gonna throw with the DP here?
Oh, he gets the KO again.
Do you know what?
Afro Saiyan standing up to block the fireball, I think.
Yeah,
Fireball didn't ever connect, so he kept standing until it came.
Listen, like I know people joke about Dan's tool set in general, but that slow fireball has actually got his usage, especially in V-Trigger 2. He spent early. I'm not sure I agree with that because that didn't really do much, but
he just wanted to taunt. Who wants some more?
I love that so much.
And Dan is a great character. I love it when he gets introduced to Street Fighter games. I just hope he's always gonna get into the game. He's just cool.
Yeah,
he's just a cool character. Nice DP from Ixion
in this game.
Oh, that's gonna be a punish. It's not gonna be super big. Jammerz again is gonna get in there straight to the corner.
Gonna get the Oki though. Yeah, that does give Oki. So good off.
He's done it again. I really think Afro Saiyan should mix between V reversal, V shift, and the reversal. He keeps relying on the EXDP. Here's the activation.
Now if Afro gets a knockdown, he's gonna have
there
that.
You have it.
Oh, okay.
He's just not ready. Oh no!
Drops the combo. No way. That's so unfortunate. That was like your base B&B, my friend.
No, because you know what? I've seen a couple of instances recently where a certain issue has come back up, or at least people are talking about it, where you do your combo and certain input gets yum 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 yum, and it's like, you know, because that was it.
Hour.
That was it, and then all you do.
It's good for the Kali.
All you do is it's never your opponent's fault. All you do is look at your stick and like, damn, do I not know this combo? I'm pretty sure I know this combo.
An interesting part again, I don't think Afro Saiyan has trained his muscle memory to properly punish whenever that taunt cancel comes out, because he's punished it only once and let it fly a couple of times.
I mean, when are you going to play against professional Dan?
Well,
that's a good point.
That's true. I mean,
today at least.
Well, that too.
That was his big chance.
Well, he pressed there when I was probably at like +3 at best.
Well, I love that option. Gets most corner carry and Oki as well. Nice DP.
Yeah, I feel that Afro Saiyan's
once
a bit
again,
angry.
baby.
Yeah, he might be a bit angry. Yeah.
I just love how, like, you brought this up, Jammerz, like, you hate the fact that Nikali's whipping his hair back and forth. That's like, I'm gonna call it
No, honestly, sometimes even like when I played Phenom or even Afro Saiyan in the past, it's like, you know, all they do is just move backwards and their hair moves. You just try and grab it. It's like, what?
But you know that
spacing
situation was really interesting because it's like that you keep getting punished for trying to drop the command throw, right? But you still think that they're gonna do it, and it's those funny situations that if you then get to jump on the command throw, the opponent will be so frustrated and annoyed. Like, I punished you 2 times, so I like that Afro staying steady, cool, just went for the throws and punished every attempt with a DP.
And what a win here to get the advantage on the set. Like a very convincing round there.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously after like what happened before, because Afro Saiyan basically had the game-winning combo, but it unfortunately dropped, and that happens in the environment we play in.
Nice way to turn it around.
That does happen, and sometimes that should be your fuel to kind of just try and run away with it. Who knows? Someone might get a win streak now, someone might not. But again, keeping it close.
They're keeping it open.
Listen, they're keeping it open.
Someone's gonna win and someone's gonna lose.
It's quite open. These guys are slugging it out. I think that there's so much disrespect going on, Dr. Disrespect, I should say, that's going on right now. But there you go. There's a V reversal. All you gotta do is just mix up a little bit.
He just blocked until he got the V bar, so we could finally V reversal.
Like, get off me, sir.
Good tech there as well.
Fortunate jump up because Ixion has shown us those cross-cut DPs. Yeah. Fortunate timing for Afro Saiyan, and now's the activation. This is kind of big for him, but he's not ready this time to punish that V reversal. It's been a while since Ixion tried.
To be fair, I think out of all the escape V reversals, I think Dan's, he rolls the longest. I think Colleen might have the shortest, so it might be Rashid, but Dan's like roll, and the latter part of it, similar to Nash's one, it's kind of invincible for longer than you think it is. So, or strike
it
invincible.
does feel like it kind of lags behind compared to the other rolls.
Yeah.
Crouch medium punch.
Almost had the punish there. Nice spacing on Afro Saiyan. Yeah, but he just doesn't find the correct whiff punish. And again, he's not ready to just notice that there is a tone cancel fail and then properly punish. It's going to be big for him. Finally finds a wake-up button when Ixion is baiting. He's had some issues here right now, finding proper endings to his inputs.
Still has some juice left on the V bar here. Ixion gonna get the round here.
There you go.
Look at these DPs. They're just going at it.
Well, I mean, if you got the reversal, sometimes you just need to know.
Just 2 guys going at it.
And to me, it's like when Necalli is in V-Trigger, he gets like proper Oki like off that EX, or it's kind of proper Oki off of it. So it's kind of, he hit that one and it was one guess to kill Ixion there. So it's like, it's a great knowledge bait from Ixion, seeing his life bar and seeing how dangerous it could be had he kept his pressure going.
Straight in the corner. I think he tried to shimmy him, but it didn't work out. V reversal to reduce the stun gauge. And give him some screen positioning as well there.
And that was plus, definitely. That's such a scary move, the EX damage. Like, it's so ambiguous.
I love it. He needed just one V-skill, so he did a jab, make sure he's sitting there, do the V-skill, get the activation, and follow up with the pressure.
That's minus.
That was minus.
Yeah, that looks minus.
That's so hard to say sometimes.
Oh! Good stand block there.
V-Trigger is just running out.
Oh dear.
Go.
Do you know, if I was Afro, I'd just do a random super. I would.
You might be thinking about it.
Nah,
he's too late on the whip punish again.
Anyway.
Oh, he wasted the bar. There you go, another one. He actually takes the round there. Very nice. I would have probably done a super.
Hit me out, because again, like, Dan's in a lot of frame traps and taunt cancels. They've got like 1 or 2 frame gaps in them anyway. So and the way like Ixion's been playing, even throwing out the arbitrary light Dan kick every so often just to get the plus frames, you can react to the super, get the damage.
Of course. It's definitely a viable option.
Yeah, I think he's a bit deterred from all the baits Ixion has successfully landed, but either way, I love that delay he had on the second crouching medium kick after the EX. Ixion felt it was finally safe to walk back. Afro Saiyan was just sitting there, finally did it again, and it worked out for him. Here's that throw loop though. Great button challenge from Afro Saiyan. Stun, not gonna be a kill.
Alright, it's going to be big here. I don't think Ixion's going to risk it. He might try and V-reversal out again. Or he
I want to see the command throw.
Yeah,
he delayed.
Oh, he went for it.
Yeah, he delayed for. He's still a bit scared. Wanted to make sure he was sitting there. That's what cost him. He had the good read though.
That didn't hit the fireball.
I can't believe he jumped.
I can't believe they're both dashing twice at each other.
I can't believe we're watching this.
What does that mean?
Oh my god. Oh, just too late on the punish of the throw. Finally sticks out a button preemptively and catches something Ixion did, who was really on the prowl there, smelling fair, but Safwan or Afro Saiyan recollected himself and said, I'm not gonna be chased down, Unreal. anymore. Here's my standing light kick,
Well,
sir.
you have to remember, like, the way Ixion's playing, especially with how Dan's, like, frame traps and pressure works, it will make you do things you don't normally want to do.
It's true.
There's more than one way to make your opponent uncomfortable in Street Fighter 5. Dan is just via taunt cancel pressure. And
that's when.
And I love watching it. It's so cool. I think it's so cool to watch.
At the start, which was an observation made by Veggey, shouts to Veggey, he said, like, look, Ixion was very good at baiting the reversals from Afro Saiyan. It's kind of, the percentage has been going down over time. Maybe you can try and find a way to kind of bring that back up again. But the way these two have been splurging EX meter has been pretty interesting. So
He's too... I want to see a bigger punish at some point. Nice, but too far for the whip punish.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's quite easy to anti-air that if you just find the anti-air button that works. It has a big hurt box, but right now though, Afro Saiyan 1 gets away. He's got a DP. He's finally does. He saw him waiting for the crouch light kick before challenging last time and knew that I could just do a raw one. You're probably still thinking, I'm scared. Here's the raw one. What are you going to do against this one?
The back and forward from Afro Saiyan in the corner is just really entertaining to me.
all right.
Crouching medium kicks.
Yeah, this is it. So right now, Afro's trying to run away on a win streak here, but I'm hoping Ixion can bring himself back into the fight because he's actually been doing pretty well. Oh, misses the crouching medium punch. Talk about stubby normals, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he only has that heavy kick for range, right? Yeah.
I shot back
Nice
light kick.
here, keeping the board here.
I don't think I've ever seen him do that with Dan at all.
I mean, that's a first in this set, so for sure.
Okay, there we go. Trying to bring himself back in. Let's see if he can reduce the deficit here because it is 4-2 to Afro Saiyan as we speak. He's got the meter advantage at the moment, but again, what Ixion's been using meter for is obviously he has to well space the EX down Kukyaku as well as get the extension, whereas Afro Saiyan, he can be more liberal with his meter. He doesn't have to space the frame advantage on EX stomps. So.
Like Veggey said earlier, it definitely shows that Afro isn't the most comfortable when Dan misses the cancel window and he gets the taunt there.
Yeah, he's not ready for it yet.
Yeah, he's not ready for that.
Alright, the skill. That is faster now as well. That was one of the buffs that Carly got. I think it's like 2 or 3 frames faster in general, so... Oh, watch out for the reversal, it might come. No!
It's always nice to see some buffs in action. Oh, nice punish.
Command grab there. Good check. That was it. That was it.
It just ran out.
He might have to do X down kick at the tip. He might have to do it.
Afro Saiyan was fishing out anything with the neutral jump there. How's it gonna be? He's nice.
How is he gonna deal with this pressure?
Nice composure. He's just blocking. Tries to walk out and get a jab. You have the view.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, he's too far.
Way!
Oh, he done it. You know what? I kind of feel Ixion's getting frustrated at some of the combo inconsistencies that are happening right now because he got the crouching short into the crouch jab, did like Jammerz again, and it didn't connect. So I think only the light kick did. Once the jab and the Jammerz again, it was just unfortunate. And then after that, it's like Hail Mary to Afro Saiyan and to most of you guys in the chat and the viewers at home. That was probably one of the most obvious reversals we've seen in Street Fighter 5 history. Yeah, well, to be fair, like, I think anyone would have blocked it then.
But that was really unfortunate. Like, some inconsistencies definitely do exist for this character when you reach the max range of the cancelable normal.
But this is it, man.
Nice.
Like, a lot of these, like, you guys know as well as I do, even the viewers at home, just a small thing, especially in this game, can make a big difference. That small combo drop, that missed anti-air, when you get thrown out of a move because it's got like tons of block stun and you get back thrown and the whole round changes. It's hard, man.
I love the usage though there from Afro Saiyan with a stand heavy punch, knowing that he's stand kicked so many times over his crouch medium punch. He just walked up with a stand fierce and just paid off immediately.
Right.
Great adaptation
nice
from Afro
chase
Saiyan.
down on the V-shift. He really has a nice kind of basic idea when Ixion is about the V-shift. I feel like he really has like a sense of that.
Yeah, he's found Ixion's defensive rhythms, like his patterns.
Yeah, the patterns. Yeah.
And I do think Ixion. Well, obviously, I thought it would have been the other way around. I thought it would have been like Afro Saiyan would have been a bit worried about the pressure that Dan inflicts, but she was on the other foot.
It's a lovely whiff punish earlier from Afro Saiyan with the crouch medium kick. Tries to shimmy.
It's really bad in the corner here for Ixion. Trying to create some
Punish,
space
let's
with
go.
the roundhouse. Oh.
Yeah, Afro is
Twice now,
completely
Afro
comfortable.
Saiyan.
He is so comfortable. right
Oh,
now.
okay. He's using that roundhouse really well, though. Building up some space here.
Just cancel.
Yeah. It hasn't been too many times, but they've definitely been costing him. Oh, he tried to catch that preemptive dash on the third Seismo there. Great. Setting it up, just making sure that Ixion can't get away with anything. Look at the walking.
Yeah, I love it.
No V-trigger left here for Ixion, though. He's going to have to get like a clean jumping or something.
Yes,
Activate.
the activation is so big. Any hit right
So
now
scary.
could kill, but no, he did not go with the
There
right
it
one.
is. Wow. Afro is running away with this set so far. 4 wins ahead.
I noticed there that he did the kind of tech that the Chun-Li players started to do before anyone else found with other characters. He did the crouching medium kick. When you do that in the corner, it moves Nakali slightly backwards. So if you try to do delay tech, your throw completely whiffs, and he's allowed to whip punish you or even get a command grab, which is that's what he did there. So right now it is 6-2 to Afro Saiyan. It looks like we've gone to the character select screen.
Yes, indeed.
We might be seeing the Nash. Could it be? Could he might
It's a
change
very
something with
high
Dan?
probability at this point, I feel.
Who knows,
Nash
man?
brings the cash. Nash brings the cash.
Have you ever heard anyone chant that before?
That would be amazing.
I hope not.
That would be amazing.
I hope none
though.
of you people at events say Nash brings the cash because
Do it at Evo.
They could have done it like in the first half of season 1. That could be the chant. Nash brings the cash.
So what was-
Nash brings the cash.
was someone saying that in French when Akane was playing Nash?
No, I'm just saying they could have,
Well,
but they didn't.
Missed opportunity.
Huge missed opportunity. We discovered it 6 years later. It's because I wasn't around,
As a
Jammerz.
retrospect.
If I was around, that would have been the chant.
maybe.
Nash brings the
Maybe,
cash.
maybe.
Nash brings the cash.
I don't know. I
But Dan
definitely-
is the man, though.
I definitely disagree, but Nash is he's
Oh yeah, he doesn't really bring the cash anymore. He
No,
can bring
no,
some
no,
robberies
no,
with his
like-
V-trigger too, though.
Nash is in a good place right now, I feel. He's actually
Decent,
got
yeah, he's
some of his best matchups are actually against some of the strongest characters in the game. I feel anyway.
Right, let's see what it is.
Yeah, he
It's
had
gonna
to.
be Nash with the dash. Nash with the dash.
Could you two get any worse?
Yes, we could.
Yes, we could.
Do you want to see it, Jammerz?
I'd rather not.
This is a
Alright, let's
completely
get it.
new match for Afro Saiyan also to like adjust to. Well, Ixion has kind of adjusted to his Nakali, so he's on an advantage there. But Afro Saiyan is really feeling himself right now with like the mid-screen command throw, dash command throw,
Well,
with the 8-frame command throw as well. Wow.
He's 4 games up, and like it's been very
That's true.
difficult for Ixion to kind of get a read on what Afro Saiyan's been doing in the neutral. Wow, that took a hard kick beat his anti-air.
Uh-oh. And when you've played 8 matches,
Watch out for
with
the
Dan,
command grab! I
suddenly-
said watch out for the
no.
command grab! Oh man, sometimes
They don't call you clairvoyant for no reason.
I mean, sometimes I say it as it happens, but I could just
Yeah,
feel
you
it. I could just feel it, mate. Oh,
Feel it in my bones.
oh man, that was rough.
I can feel it coming over me. Is that one?
Yeah.
I feel it all around me.
Sort
Oh
of.
my goodness.
Nice buffer.
Very nice buffer.
Jumps back. Yeah,
See
he's
if
kinda,
Ixion managed to recollect himself. He hasn't gone chose to go for like the V trigger. That's more like a V trigger. Still on that V trigger 1.
yeah, he's
Might be a
kind of.
matchup thing.
I just feel he's kind of just scared. Like he's doing things out of.
Great
Yeah,
anti-air though.
right. He's got better, more damaging anti-airs now. That's what he needed.
Yeah, but he definitely, like, when he switches from Dan to Nash, he's definitely going to have to also change the game style as well, because they're very different characters.
That's not too much of an issue. Afro Saiyan's probably more comfortable going up against Nash as opposed to Dan, but it's like I think Ixion, well, he's been playing Nash longer, obviously. But yeah, the reversal out.
This is still a dangerous situation for Ixion. He's like a hit away from dead or guess for game area.
Yeah, this is
Coming inside of
much
V-trigger
better.
now. Oh, this is big.
Yeah, this feels good.
And you know what's crazy?
Damn.
I'll tell you something. Nash's frame there is actually slept on. Like, no
Yes,
joke.
for sure.
I promise you, there's so many people in this community that still are uncomfortable with Nash's frame there. And he's actually got some pretty good corner pressure as well. But we'll see if he gets there. We talk about the forward medium kick, the so back kick, but boy, he's got some other tools in that tool set as well.
Nice of Afro Saiyan waiting until he...
Punish,
That's
yeah.
a punish.
With his right
Yes,
step.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Ixion didn't believe or forgot all about that. That's
Nah, he
very
forgot.
punishable
He
on block. He
definitely
definitely forgot.
Oh, no.
that was
nothing happened.
good idea from Ixion, but he then chose to dash to get the punish, and Afro Saiyan was just ready with the jab.
Did you see that? The dash delayed overhead. Like, it just allowed Ixion to kind of panic and try and react to something that didn't work out. You're not going to stand block that anyway, so clean play coming from Afro Saiyan.
That was a really nice read.
7-2. It's crazy, but yeah, I mean, he swapped characters, and it's like Olvaha said, it's a different playstyle, but if this is the character can bring it back in the set, because look, Afro Saiyan is running away with this. Super comfortable right now.
I feel like Ixion might need a game or two to get adjusted properly for Nash, and we might see it even out a little bit. That's my guess anyway. But Afro is feeling super comfortable, so that has to be taken into account as well.
Well, remember, he's got no invincible reversal now, so he kind of has to hold all
that's
this.
true.
As you said that, Olvaha, Afro Saiyan did a half-screen walk-up throw. He's definitely feeling comfortable right now, and Ixion needs to show him that he needs to put in some respect.
What is going on here? Afro Saiyan is trampling over him with all that disrespect in his playstyle, and he's looking to make this 8-2.
Could we call it a stampede?
Yo.
We can call it a stomp.
Jammerz asked if we could get worse, and we delivered, Olvaha. High five.
High five.
I mean, listen, you can call it a stomping. You can definitely call it that much. Step kick.
I kind of feel, Jammerz, that, nice read from Ixion there. I kind of feel like if you want Nash to, the powered up Nash comes when he uses the V-Trigger 2 kind of for those comebacks and those big conversions. The V-Trigger 1 is just not as threatening.
Right, you know what? He's kind of got a couple more of these command grabs under his belt because of the situation.
I feel like he has another one coming.
Throw. Might do a regular run again.
Oh no, look at this. This is so scary in the corner right now.
He shook. He needs like a random scythe into super, but
maybe a random super from Ixion this time.
Nah, he won't do random super. He needs like a scythe into super. Yeah, he's looking for it.
That's what he's looking for. He tried to buffer after as well. But Afro Saiyan stayed solid, knew that he might buffer, so he just waited when he saw that he blocked the scythe far away, and he somehow comes in again. Ixion is so uncomfortable right now.
He's fighting back with the buttons.
I wonder why Ixion's not doing the... Well, he's V-reversaled out. I wonder why he's not doing the EX boom chain, where you can throw a regular boom and then throw the EX one afterwards. I guess it might be a waste of meter for him. But...
Yeah, I mean, he did it earlier. I'm sure he's just looking for the kill, but now he doesn't even need the super to kill. He's chipped away at him. Oh, big whiff. No punish. It's kind of tricky.
Watch out for a jump. Watch out for a jump. He's pumping.
The V-bar, yeah.
Check!
But he's so ready on the set barrier. Wow. Afro Saiyan, so comfortable, looking for the dash, has that DP in muscle memory. He does not even need to look for that. Just focusing on Ixion overextending. Finds the overextension and ends the round. Are we at 8-2 now?
We are at 8-2.
Yeah. Time to bring out the Nash with the V-Trigger 2.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, if you wanna rob your opponent, now's the time to do it. Because I just think right now, Nash, he wasn't in a good spot for what, 2 or 3 seasons ago, but he's in probably one of his, not like season 1-ish, but he's in a very good position. And if he has the ability to rob his opponent with V-Trigger 2. V-Skill 1 got a ton of good changes. I feel he got some decent changes this version of the game, but we'll kind of ask
nice whiff punish.
Ixion about that, but...
The longer we play, the more Afro is the more he's looking like Phenomenal Macho Bo again with the preemptive stand fierce, just like that's the second time he's done it, and it worked out 2 times.
Believe these.
He's gonna build the bar to perfect him as well. He's gonna build the bar.
Oh my god. No, that's not enough though.
Oh no.
Ooh, look at the spacing from Afro. God,
now, I'll tell you what, so Salt Mine League was on yesterday, and these two actually bumped into each other, I think, at the loser's side of the bracket. I think.
Do you know who won?
I think it was Afro Saiyan. I think it was him 2-1. I can't remember. I have to double check the score. But they did play. They did play in the Salt Mine League yesterday.
Oh, interesting.
Sonic Boom. There you go. He's spending it now. Put him in the corner.
He has a good spot. It's like one buffer. This buffer is a great time for Afro Saiyan. You don't see a lot of them. If he really has a timing read on the opponent. As I said, the timing read on his opponent.
Yes.
Everything is just flowing for him, and the punish on the V-shift button.
Perfect sequence from Afro Saiyan here.
Yeah, the thing is,
Wake up
when...
super?
Nah,
look at that hair.
He's out. I don't... Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! You know what?
He piloted a hard read.
He piloted it too far forward. I think you can pilot that, and he done it too far forward.
Yeah, you can.
Damn. Ixion's
He
not-
definitely
he has
maneuvered
to-
that.
He's not too far away from landing a hit that could kill or close him in on the kill, and he blocks it perfectly. Afro Saiyan. Ixion just the 2 bars. How is he gonna get back from this?
I don't know.
It's really hard.
I want to see it. I want more games. I feel like Ixion can bring it back if he just manages to calibrate himself a little bit.
Step
Nice.
kick. I think that goes over the. I think that goes over the ground pound.
It does.
It might. No, it might be free.
Conversion.
That's it. That's it. No. Oh wait, is that it? No. Okay. Okay. I think
that's
it's a
it.
combo.
Very nice
You know what?
conversion.
No, I forget that he's got a 3-frame now, so he can combo off
Yeah.
the Sonic beam. So I was like, you did the wrong combo. Listen,
I
that's,
mean,
that's how you know I
that
don't play
was a
Nash.
really nice awareness from Ixion there.
That might be the round he needed. I'd spam so back here.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe not.
I mean, Afro Saiyan's timing is so good on the neutral.
Watch out. Watch out. He's
Oh, he tried to jump over. No escape. No escape. He's back in the corner.
And one big difference we've seen is Afro Saiyan has been ready for dashes, but Ixion hasn't really been that ready for dashes. And the times Afro Saiyan has used them, it's just paid off for him.
It's the whole mental
Trading
thing.
heavy kicks here.
Look how many times that Afro Saiyan has got in like freely, comfortably, got crushed counters. You know, he's not really focusing on like checking Afro's
doesn't.
dashes.
He doesn't even feel the need to approach at this point. He just has a huge life lead at this
He's out, gets his throw, watch
That's a
out.
throw.
Can't throw. He cannot throw a projectile now. So he did. So he just did.
Oh, that's the whip punish. That was so good. No, Afro Saiyan is sick
goes
actually.
hard.
No, he's sick. He knows.
No,
that was so
because,
sick.
Like, obviously, the backdash tactic into supers, we usually see that with Cammy because it's a 4-frame super, 3 or 4-frame super. Nakali's got like a 7 or 8-frame super, so you don't really see it. His range is one of the best when it comes to COs. But lovely backdash, saw the Sobat, punished the recovery frame because that did get toned down, and it is 9-2 to Afro Saiyan right now. I'm hoping Ixion can bring it back. I want to see some more games, but I don't know, man. He's got to fight. He's got to fight tooth and nail. He's got to call Tinkerbell from Peter Pan and get some pixie dust. He's got to do something.
Nice punish.
Yeah, he needs a great fairy godmother.
Something.
Yeah, and Ixion has just committed to this pick. I think his down was doing really well. At times, it wasn't really. It was 6-2, but the games, maybe it might be true.
The corner carry from Afro Saiyan gets right back into the corner, interrupts the V trigger as well. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Ixion.
Oh, he's gonna get
what a conversion.
Yeah, combo, and then it's gonna be guess for game, maybe a shimmy, maybe.
With that hair back and forth, baby.
He's not gonna get another V trigger because
Oh, he's just putting that light kick out there in case. Okay. What a beautiful timing for Ixion on that dash.
He didn't think, do you know what? He didn't think that Afro was going to press a button. He thought he was going to block to get the throw. Maybe that wake up, but that wasn't intentional there. Smash point here for Afro.
Afro Saiyan, yeah.
I don't know. I feel one jump in from Nakali right now could defeat Ixion in this round. Just one jump in.
Definitely could. And no
with the momentum.
Skill.
So scary right now. Ixion on the last ropes here.
Moonsault hasn't really used that. Crush counter. He might take another crush counter, or it could be a Kamanga to the corner. Let's find out what it is.
Gets the Oki from the DP with the V trigger.
He's trapped. He can't get out. He might have lost.
Oh, this is so
something
bad
going right now.
Building some space.
That was one.
Do you know what? I feel back throw. Here comes the Oki. Oh,
that's so
this is
rough,
it. This is the round. This is it.
Oh, the cross cut!
He's gonna chip him.
Oh, he doesn't have. He can chip now. He doesn't have anything. That's chip.
That's game over. That's a wrap. I'm sorry.
He's calling yet, man.
That's it. It's done.
No, but he's getting that V reversal. He still has something to work with there. He needs to find a big hit and then another one.
It's done.
No, I believe in my bro Ixion. Let's go. I want more games.
It's not. That's it. He's trying to super.
Only a true master. Only a true master. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Veggey's tried to be a commentator for like 2 seconds, saying, "This side's alive." He might. Like, no, he's not. Look, I've been doing this for a long time now. It's done. All right, it's done.
It was
in such a convincing fashion.
In my friend.
You can do that, and we did, but unfortunately, there was no pixie dust there available. Anyway, the set is done. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put GG's in the chat. Afro Saiyan takes it by convincing fashion in the 10-2 format. Didn't need to change characters. He was kind of worried. He was like, if I lose a round or a game, can I go back to the character select screen and think about it a little bit? I'm like, what's there to think about? And literally, what's there to think about? He was fine once he figured out and downloaded the Ixion patterns. Maybe he tuned into the stream long enough, or maybe too long. Maybe he looked back at the set they had in the Salt Mine League yesterday and just said, you know what? I've got a game plan. We're going to run it. But it was some good stuff there from the boys regardless. But yes, that is going to be it. We're going to take another break. And when we come back, we're going to have Afro Saiyan and Ixion on the other side in the chat. We're going to talk about what transpired. See you in a bit.
In a bit, yeah.
When you go looking for strength, it's not like a game. This journey doesn't have a real ending. Okay then, hope you're ready to begin. If you want to start off on the right foot in this city, hit the streets.
Yeah, ain't there I do this, never fear losing. And when I get up in the game, y'all be improving. A real problem, but I solve them all facts proof. And if you think I'm going forward, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. Or done society, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I've been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Fight! It started from the ground up, training getting wound up, channeling the inner self and moving up and down, crossing over, passing around, from the time the clock and keep score. Years I never thought it crossed before. When I get tired on my knees, I got it digging deep. I feel like I'm on the block, it really has got me. Actions out with the wind, no good vibes, if you just let it get. I'm out here scheming, riding around and dreaming. Once I get the feeling,
The top player is here.
Let me have some fun.
Ready? Then show me.
This will be a good fight.
if you wanna come and stand up to me, call me now. If you wanna challenge, tell me what you want, call me now. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back.
This is our destiny. My secret art, Street Fighter 6.
All right, ladies and germs, Street Fighter viewers, welcome back to today's episode of Sets featuring Afro Saiyan and Ixion. If you are just joining us, unfortunately, I am the bearer of bad news. I love doing that. The set has concluded, as you can see to my left over here, or to your right, it could be. The set has concluded. Afro Saiyan takes it in a convincing fashion, like I said before the break. He wins it 10-2 by a long margin. So now we should have both of our guys back in the voice chat because we're going to talk to them about what transpired, ask them a couple more questions about certain things, and find out more how they're feeling about Street Fighter 6 as well. So, Afro Saiyan, Ixion, can you both hear me once again loud and clear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. All right, so Afro Saiyan, well done for winning that. It looked like you had a game plan. I don't know how long it took to come up with the game plan, but you got it. You executed it really well. I think my first thing would be, which character is easier for Necalli to fight, Nash or Dan?
To be honest, I don't like fighting either characters. For like the longest time, I remember saying to like Link Excello and some other Necallis that like Nash is really difficult. This is like 6'4". I don't know what to do. Help me. And they were just like, no, like calm down. It's an even matchup. I was like, no, it's not, you know. But I've just, I guess, looked at a lot of replays of Nash. And we have like, you know, I've played Ixion a few times as well. He's a really strong Nash, and we have other strong Nashes as well in the continent. So, well, not continent, just EU. So, yeah. Okay. And for Dan, I just played like a lot of sets with Akenu as well. So.
Yeah, because he's been using a lot of Dan recently, even brought him out in the CPT as well. So I guess that definitely helped. I mean, is the Dan matchup even, or is it in slightly favor of Dan or Necalli? Either way, which one is it?
I don't like that matchup at all because it makes me have to use like, yeah, it makes me take so many risks.
I mean, you seemed fine doing it.
I got hit by every DP.
No, Ixion, at the start, you're actually baiting all of them.
Yeah.
Like 90%.
We applauded your baits in the beginning. Like, yeah, Ixion is showing what the experience can do to the DP baits, and then they just suddenly started to hit every time.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. But, well, I mean, like Afro Saiyan doesn't like it. Is that more of the reason why you kind of felt the need to pick the V-Trigger 1 in that matchup so you can get access to the V-Reversal and V-Shift at later points in the match, Afro?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm gonna be real. Like I've like not used V-Reversal for like 5 years of the game's lifespan. So using V-Trigger 1 and like using V-Reversal, I try to remind myself a couple of times to use V-Reversal. But yeah, I think that was the better pick. I think if I picked V-Trigger 2, it would have been not so favorable for me, I guess.
Right. Like just judging how things panned out, it looked like you were comfortable at multiple stages in the game. One thing I have to ask you, Afro Saiyan, before we start talking to Ixion about his perspective on the matchup, is you tried several different answers to light down kicks, and you were giving Ixion free damage for the most part. I think you went for a lot of lows, like a sweep, a crouch medium punch, a crouch medium kick at times. But then after you went back to your standing buttons. So was there any particular reason why you're doing lows, or?
I suck, I guess. I shouldn't be doing lows. That's it. Like, I know I'm not supposed to do lows.
I don't know. I don't know if you want to say you suck, like, you can, but I mean, I'm not the one playing. I'm backseat gaming right now, so I need to understand.
No. Like, I know I'm meant to block it standing because it's less plus, but I don't know. I guess it's just a thing of mine. I'm like really used to crouch blocking, and I'm also scared of like getting hit low. It's really like, for me, it's difficult to react to light knee and then stand, and I don't want to get clipped low because he gets like really big damage from it if he confirms. So
okay,
yeah.
Fair. I can understand the reasoning. I mean, like Necalli's damage output is higher than Dan's, and I think Necalli's got 1,000 stun or 1025.
I don't know if his stun himself is 1025.
Well, I need to double check his stun, but you have to remember Dan's stun output is a joke. So I think you had a little bit more leeway. Like you had a little bit more leeway just because of the odds that were in your favor before the game even started. So I mean, it was good that you didn't have to swap to Seth because you look completely comfortable with Necalli. So like I said, well done in that department. Ixion, I gotta ask you, what is the Necalli matchup from your perspective? Is it in his favor, or do you feel Dan actually has a good time fighting Necalli?
I don't feel like it's too bad for Dan. I just feel like Necalli is so snowbally. Like it goes fine for a while, and then he hits you with something, and then you're almost cornered, and then you just pray sort of. And then with Dan, you can barely use V-reversal. So it's really easy to punish his V-reversal. That's something that's really heartbreaking. Going from Nash to Dan is that when I V-reversal, I get so easily punished for it, and like, oh yeah, it's. Yeah.
No, do you know?
So you feel really helpless in the corner, even though he has a DP. But as Afro, I don't like taking risks much either. So
I know, I understand where you're coming from, because the moment he said you get hit by Necalli, you almost get cornered, and you just pray. I understand that. I basically, every time I fight Phenom, I don't beat his Necalli, so I'm just basically praying before we even pick our characters. But
I mean, personally, for me, it's like when Necalli's in V-trigger, I don't even want to pressure him. It's like the risk is definitely not on my side. So I just let him wake up and then try to keep him out for the most part.
Dude, it's rough. But
I had a question for Ixion, actually.
Go for it.
Regarding Nash, you picked Nash, and obviously you put up a good fight there. I wanted to ask about your V-trigger of choice. Do you feel like you generally go for V-trigger 1 versus Necalli, or was it more of like a, I need to get out of the corner possibly kind of a thing? And did you ever consider V-trigger 2 at any point?
I think V-trigger 2 is pretty awful to pick against any character that has this 50-50 command grab coin flip mix-up.
Right.
Okay. So it's really nice to, in the corner, to have the V-trigger, since it is actually properly grab invincible now. It wasn't for a while. It was just like semi-grab invincible at first, but now it is. And the thing is that by having V-trigger 1, it's sort of like you have the tech button, but without getting counter hit, because if you wake up with V-trigger, it's the same as teching a grab, although you will instead get to the other side, and should they meet to you, it won't be counter hit, so you won't get the comboed as hard. So you basically get access to a less risky tech. If you,
Do you think it could help Dan's corner defense if he had air down kicks when he jumps out of the corner to like make it harder to anti-air him? Or is that something that
I don't understand why they don't have why they haven't given air dunkers to Dan. It makes absolutely no sense to me. A big part of his identity, and it would really, it would definitely help him. I find it's very silly that he doesn't have them.
So if you would theoretically, if like the air down kicks were to come back, would you allow Jury to get her dive kick back? You thought about it?
Yeah, I mean, I have been very angry about this phenomenon of them changing up the characters so much since the game came. How they delete moves from characters. Geef doesn't get his green hand. Rose doesn't get her reflect. Cody's criminal upper is his super. Balrog's headbutt is his V-reversal. Like all of that, it makes me mad because I really want to honor the identity of the characters. So I'm all in for characters having the moves that they had from the start, if that makes sense.
Okay. At least me listening to your answer, I completely understand where you're coming from, but some part of me feels you're not open to change. Am I incorrect in assuming that?
I mean, it depends. Maybe you can have change by adding something, but do you have to remove stuff, is what I wonder. I don't know.
Well, I mean, look, it's an entirely new system. There's V-skills, there's V-trigger, because again, another example is Ibuki's neckbreaker from 4. It got turned into a back throw. We know the situations that neckbreaker caused in SF4. So I understand where you're coming from. One thing you have to remember about Street Fighter games in general is every single one is different from the previous one. So they're trying and experimenting different things. Whether or not certain things return is different, because there are, like you said, there are a lot of characters that are different. Going back to Veggey's original question with the air down kicks, it would be an interesting dynamic and something to get out of the corner, because you don't want to be in the corner in this game, and having those kind of extra air options that can give you a little bit of distance, because you're already fighting tooth and nail and throwing your arms around, tackling hot air to trying to get out of the corner anyway, which sometimes it looks embarrassing. But I'm not even saying that as Ixion, I'm saying that in general for a lot of people. Just watch people defend when they're in the corner. Yeah. They're jumping out, they're doing sweeps into cancels, you're doing all sorts, because it's like, yo, I actually can't get out of here. And even
You
look,
gotta do what you gotta do.
Ixion was doing a bunch of V reversals, and even then, Afro Saiyan was pretty much smack bang on point. And if he couldn't get the punish, he dealt with it. Like he got the throw back in the corner, or he got some sort of pressure, so it can be rough. So I kind of like that question that Veggey asked in terms of the air down kicks. I totally forgot you had those before, if you didn't bring it up. So, no, but
I totally go for jump out at times, and having the air dunker would definitely, like heavy dunker in the air out of there would be very helpful. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, like, oh, go on, Veggey, please.
Yeah, and I think that the question with Jury getting her dive kick back isn't completely fair because she's in a spot where she doesn't need to have something back. But Dan is cool, but he doesn't feel like a very strong character, so he might be a character that would need to get something else back.
I just don't see how it benefits anyone that he doesn't have the dunkers. I don't see the reason for it. It feels like only like laziness or something. I don't know.
I know, because I wouldn't peg it to laziness, because over time Cammy got her air throw back. I don't think she really needed it, but she got it back. Remember, Zangief didn't have his air headbutt. He didn't have that at one point. He got that back. Obviously, at the time when they were adding in additional moves, that they gave Ryu new moves, they gave Dalsum a new move. I think they gave, it could be Mika, there was another character they basically gave a returning or a new move. So it's possible. I just felt they didn't want it to be exactly identical to the SF4 iteration of the character. That's just my theory. I could be completely wrong, but I wouldn't want to peg it down to laziness anyway.
No. But yeah, but one more thing regarding that issue, even though a lot of characters are changed, their like play style often remains the same. Like Rose is very different, but she's still in and out like she was. And Ken is like, he's very different, but he's still that more aggressive Shoto, while Ryu is the more all-rounded, and Akuma is the one that can answer things. I feel like they have lost moves, but they try to stay true to the playstyle most of the time to the character.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. So, Afro Saiyan, I've got to ask you something. It's something I've noticed you do a fair bit, and it's to counter V shifts. I think you do a button, people V shift, and press hard kick immediately. Are you taking advantage of the active frames that hard kick has, just to see if you get the crush counter, or just kind of check them? Or is there another reason behind doing that?
I think it just hits meaty, so it just stops them from doing anything. Like they have to block the heavy kick. And I guess in this circumstance it was working. So I think after that I was getting a counter hit. So I'm not really sure what Ixion was pressing, but yeah, it seemed to work out.
Well, I mean, it only loses to V-Break and Supers, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, it will lose to V-Break and Super or like an EXDP, but I mean, I'm yet to get hit by a Super after V-Break. I mean, after like V-Shift. So, I mean, I guess it works out. And I don't think Nakali has much other options besides like doing a hard read dash. So, yeah, I don't know, that just consistently works for me.
Okay, fair. Another question for Ixion, because I know you were struggling a little bit. Well, you seem to be fine anti-airing Afro Saiyan at the start, and then you kind of like struggled a little bit. It might have been the whole mental stack thing, and you had to change characters as well. I just want to ask from your personal perspective, who has the better anti-air scenario? It could be an obvious answer, but I want to hear it from you anyway. Who's the better anti-air situation? Is it Nash or is it Dan? Because Dan's got a DP, so that's more consistent. It's low damaging, but...
Yeah, it is definitely Dan. It's what's so funny. Nash has like 9 different anti-air buttons, but it still doesn't anti-air completely. I was actually, before this started today, I was labbing anti-air Nakali if he jumps with dive kick or if he jumps in normally, and I was trying to find a way with Nash. Can I do with heavy kick? Can I cover both? The dive kick and the jump in, and it seems to work sort of well, and I feel like I got it going. And then the first thing that happened when I was taking national was that I got hit by this jumping heavy kick while I was heavy kick anti-air, and I was like, okay, all that training for this, okay, thank you. So yeah, it's painful to anti-air with Nash, to be fair. If you have bar, you can EX Scythe, but even that won't work at all angles either, so it's an annoying anti-air life for Nash, for sure.
I just wanted to shout out the stream team for showing, as he started speaking about the dive kick, saying literally dive kick on the screen. That was just too good.
So let me ask you this: why didn't you try an air throw Was that just, did that thought never cross your mind? Or was it after the stand hard kick loss, she's like, nah, I'm just not doing any other anti-air because I'm just worried, Ixion? Because I thought air-to-air and Nakali and Airflow would be another viable option. Or am I wrong in saying
Yeah,
that?
but that's if he's close enough. If he's too far, if he jumps from too far, it doesn't quite work. So air throws, since the range is really small.
Okay. Shouts to Freya One May in the chat.
But if he,
another good Nash player. He says you could have done heavy Sonic side. Is that's a legit?
Yeah, I was labbing this as well in training mode, and I tried to conclude whether it's fast enough to react with or not.
Yeah.
And as of late, I have not been at my peak at all. I've been very far to my peak potential, to be honest, and my reaction ability, everything has gone downhill in the latest year, and I felt like I cannot react with this fast enough. So for now, I'm not gonna give Heavy Scythe a go for this.
Okay.
I could not react fast enough with it.
Yeah, that's also like a very valuable thing to kind of recognize about yourself. Okay, I'm not reacting like I used to react, for example, so I might not consider this like a option to go for because of that. I think that's like
do you know
a
what?
valuable
That's excellent recognition. To be fair, like don't knock that.
Yeah,
when you can understand that it's like, look, I know this is an option, but I'm not confident in doing it, or I haven't practiced reacting.
Exactly.
Like I think that's still signs of you becoming a better player because you recognize that you can't do this yet. So full
I
credit.
try to really acknowledge whether is this theoretically reactable, or is it possible to react with this or not. I try to just objectively find that out, so to speak. And if I think that, okay, this is possible, I will force myself to learn that. But in this current state I'm in, I felt like I wouldn't be able to do it. So for this set, I didn't have it in my game plan.
Fair.
Yeah. To me, though, I feel like if you are to focus on the neutral and then anti-airing with heavy sky, to me, it doesn't seem feasible or something that you can do without looking for it.
It does affect your neutral play. If you have to be that ready with that move, it will affect your footsie game, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think choosing to anti-air consistently with something that you have to look to the sky to do will just affect your overall gameplay too much. That I definitely agree with your decision of going with four other anti-airs. But that's just my opinion, of course.
Yeah, again, we're backseat gaming. We're not Nash players. I just see a bunch of things that Nash can do, and
Backseat.
it's like, listen, a lot of people need to understand.
I experimented with just jump heavy punch as well.
Okay.
Or jumping jab, that works as well.
But you used to do jump light kick a lot before you switched to Dan. Is that something that's kind of come out of your muscle memory, or does it just not work against Nakali?
No, I do use jumping light kick from time to time, but it's pretty situational.
Okay, fair. Another thing,
it's still in me.
Well, it should stay there until the end of Street Fighter 5 lifespan, because I like it when you do jump back light kick. Or I like it when people do jump back jab anyway, because it's like, look, that's what I have to resort to now. No other anti-air works, so I got to do this. Hey man.
If I jump away from pressure, I do use jab and not light kick, but I do use jump light kick for other scenarios.
Cool. Right, Afro Saiyan, there was another thing that I noticed you did as well. I had to ask you about this. It was the jumping, I think it was hard kick? I think it was jumping hard kick. It adjusts Nakali's hurt box. I think you messed with Ixion's anti-airs like 2 or 3 times with it. Is that something specific to Nash, or is that against a couple of characters you can do that against?
There is like a couple of characters that you can do it against. I think I remember kind of it's like when you jump far away with jumping heavy kick.
Yeah.
It was like I remember playing against Borog. It was like a really big issue for me to like jump in against Borog, and obviously I couldn't.
It's an issue for anyone jumping against.
And I remember like Infectious, or I think it's maybe Shuri Sengan, told me that Infectious does like standing heavy kick or jumping heavy kick from really I don't know why I keep saying standing. From really far away, and I guess it works for some characters as well. Like you can do it with Poison also. To kind of beat her amazing crouch medium punch anti-air.
No man, I gotta work hard to use that button.
Yeah, it's. I mean, other than that, I guess you can empty jump, but I don't really want to risk it as well.
Okay.
So I think the risk reward of jumping is in my favor, especially for Nakali. So.
I mean, Nakali's got very good jumping, so yep. I never thought it was too much of an issue when you jumped at someone, unless they had specific resources to get rid of Nakali. But it's just something I had to ask, because I did notice you did that a couple of times. I thought, oh, that's kind of similar to when Laura jumps out of the corner with her jumping hard kick, which is a button you rarely see. And I think one or two other characters have some weird Jury jumping hard punch as well, actually. It looks like Jury's jumping hard punch, I think it was. But yeah, it's just something I wanted to ask. Right, so now I've got a question for the both of you. I want to ask this to Afro Saiyan first, and I'll get Ixion's opinion afterwards. So obviously, events are coming back. Versus Fight got announced, Brussels got announced, UFA got announced as well. Afro, are you looking to go anywhere this year, or are you just going to kind of stick around the UK and just enjoy things from the streaming at home?
I believe I'm attending Versus Fighting, which should be fun. Hopefully I get to see. I feel like I miss seeing people a lot and going to, you know, tournaments and the kind of tournament culture and playing casual sets for ages, which is something that just doesn't happen anymore. I'm thinking about Brussels as well, because I remember like Brussels was one of the, if not like the best, for me personally, like one of the best EU events.
Okay. Shouts to CC on the team.
Yeah, then they've got really good food there as well. That's like a big. Ooh. Their food is amazing. I can't lie.
Big plus.
Yeah. So hopefully I can try and go there.
Okay.
But I've not really thought about any others.
Well, I mean, obviously we're still waiting for news to be announced, because obviously some of the other guys that travel, they're looking for CPT information. But I'm just curious in general, are people just looking to go to events and just like enjoy themselves? Because again, we played the game like nearly every day online now. You know how that works. It's just like playing the game with other people with a social aspect, hanging around, talking about characters, telling everyone how fun Luke is, telling everyone how fun Poison is, you know, like all that stuff. So I just wanted to know, Ixion, what about you? Are you looking to go anywhere this year, or are you going to be more focused on streaming in your full-time job?
As a matter of fact, there is an offline tournament this upcoming weekend in Jönköping, the same town as DreamHack is in. I'm not sure what the name of the tournament is. Kind of doesn't have a name. It's sort of silly.
Sorry.
Unknown tournament.
But it's hosted by this group called Phoenix Blue, who have been in charge of a weekly Swedish tournament that I've been playing in recently. So yeah, it's gonna be that one this weekend, and Mr. Crimson is going there apparently.
Oh.
So it's gonna be
the
me.
Tournament. That's the tournament. Sorry to interrupt, but that's like the tournament with the PC setups, right?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
I
didn't know. Maybe they.
Thought that, yeah, I thought that Mr. Crimson tweeted about it.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it is PC setups. I actually didn't know about that in that case.
Very cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. I spoke to Grinsov about it, and it is a PC setup tournament with like 240
cool.
hertz.
I didn't know that actually.
Okay.
So that's a cool thing.
Other than that, I don't have any tournaments planned. Actually, we'll see. I'm working a lot this summer, so we'll see in the fall.
Okay, that's pretty cool to know. Afro, you asked something. What did you ask?
Yeah, I asked when's this tournament. I had PC. I think I had something planned on the weekend, but I might have to cancel.
I think it's what? So you're willing to go to Sweden this weekend to play some Street Fighter? Yeah?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay. I mean, if you can ask Mr. Crimson if he's got the details for you. Just ask him.
Or just ask Green Soap. Yeah.
Or ask Green Soap as well. Shout out to Green Soap. Just a quick flight over to Sweden. Just land a couple of jump hard punches and come on, Grubs, and you can come back home. It's simple as that, no? Listen.
Take the flight to Gothenburg and then meet up with me, and we'll go to that town.
Damn,
there it is.
There you go. You guys can talk about this.
You are invited, Afro Saiyan.
See, look, see, you get personal invitations to events. Afro Saiyan, look at you, Hollywood guy. That's what you got to do. Win a set, and like, come on over, mosey on over, and play some Street Fighter with us. I like that. But right, we didn't get your opinions on this before because obviously we had a lot to talk about. But I want to get Ixion's opinion on this first, because we did have a lot of information to digest. The Street Fighter 6 trailer that got announced last week. What are you thinking from what you saw from that trailer, Ixion? Is that something you're looking forward to?
Sorry, did you say Street Fighter 6 tournament?
No, the trailer.
Oh.
What do you think about it? Because there was a lot of information to absorb, so I want to know what are your early thoughts on looking at that. And I imagine that you've looked at the website to look at the mechanics as well. Have you not seen that?
Yeah, I looked into the mechanics, yes. I thought it was a good topic for my stream, so we discussed it together.
Cool. Okay, so what are your thoughts on it? Have you got high hopes, or you a bit worried about something?
I was surprised to see mechanics that I have... to be fair, my experience with Street Fighter V has not been good overall, and I didn't dare hope very high for the next game, but these mechanics I've seen are very promising to me, especially Drive Rush really excites me. Dash canceling stuff, doing moves, canceling to dash and create stuff, that's the sort of stuff I love, so I'm really glad to see that coming. And personally, I really like to see this art style being used, because I feel so full with this overly colorful game now. Like, I feel like my brain has been pumped with color for 5 to 6 years, and I'm like, okay, enough colors. So going with a more, I don't know, like realistic approach, whatever you want to call it, I am so in favor of that. It's so gonna be so much less strain on my brain to be watching this. Because I'm so sick of all the colors, honestly. I just I cannot look at the game anymore. This is like why I barely watch Street Fighter 5 either, because the colors was just too much for me.
Okay. That's definitely something
about the art style, even though I do very much question the quality of the models and everything. It looks really old to me, so I don't know what that's about, but
I mean, look, there's still time until whenever it's released next year, but look, there's still got time to polish things up and change things around. But again, I like the honest thoughts that you gave us regarding that. Sure. Afro Saiyan, what about you? Are you looking forward to SF6?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Street Fighter 6. It's going to be like a new chapter in the book for everyone. Everyone is going to kind of start off fresh, learning everything new. It's going to be very refreshing. What we're going to have is like our quote-unquote footsies knowledge. And I'm looking forward to it. My first kind of initial thoughts, I didn't like the art style too much, and then I went to sleep and I woke up and I looked at some of the screenshots,
Man had a good night's sleep and changed.
Yeah, I was like, yo, this looks sick. Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking forward to it now.
Oh man, I love it.
Couldn't come anytime sooner.
It's honestly, sometimes you'd be surprised what good night's sleep does to you. Like, hang on, this isn't as bad as I thought it was. Nah, that's crazy. Because some people don't say that, so it's just like, nah, you know what, man, whatever. And then they wake up and say, you know what, nah, that's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, did you take a look at the website as well, Afro Saiyan, to kind of just peep the mechanics? Is there anything that kind of piques your interest as well, like Ixion said with Drive Rush?
Yeah, it looks very interesting. I kind of skimmed through it. I'm not someone that, like, I don't know, just reading the information, it's not going to kind of stay with me and click. But I feel like this is going to sound like I'm taking the mick a bit. I'm going to miss V-Trigger.
Wait, are you serious?
System. I'm gonna miss rush counters. Bro, it's so funny.
I don't know why he's laughing. So what because Street Fighter 5 was your very first like competitive. It wasn't your first fighting game, but it was your very first competitive one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay,
yeah.
so obviously it would probably not be for nostalgic reasons, but you'll be like, no, this is where I fully understood or got better at fighting it. So I'm gonna miss the mechanics that way. My man said, so I'm gonna miss.
I just love how he said it. It's so funny.
Oh, sorry, Ixion, you want to say something? No. Talk to me.
No, I was just saying I'm not gonna miss Nadeshko. Was what I was gonna say. I can do without Nadesco.
I mean, there might be something else, an Nadesco equivalent in Street Fighter 6. We don't know. We don't know. So you need to be careful what you say.
For that.
Well, who
I
knows,
have something to say about one other mechanic.
Oh, go for it, please.
The parry.
Yeah.
I am happy that we get a universal parry, because I actually get so mad playing Street Fighter 5 because I feel like a handful of characters randomly has a parry, and then the game is like not designed around it, and they can just... There are a bunch of moves that are supposed to be plus on block, and then they can sort of punish those moves instead, and only these few characters can do it. So I always feel like they're cheating. But I love this. Now in Street Fighter 6, everyone will have a parry, so it won't feel like anyone's going around the rules.
Can I counter your argument just for a second there? So you said that the characters got parry, feel like they cheated. So what? Alex, Gil, Ryu, Akuma to some extent.
Yeah, that's a parry.
Yeah.
Mostly just Ryu and Gil.
Okay, so clearly you got some sort of extended resentment against those two characters. But,
I do.
Yeah, but Ixion, you could be very happy because they're all just head over heels or whatever that saying is over that air fireball V skill, and we can finally chill when we play against the.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, but that was a scam.
Anyway,
yeah,
right.
they saved us with a buff.
Hold on. Let me ask you this, Ixion. Do you think having a reversal in this game is cheating then? Because only certain characters have that. Not everyone in the game has a reversal. So I don't know. That's my counter to your argument.
Well, a little bit. No. Okay, but the reverse is more like 50-50, and 3-frame or 4-frame is also more like 50-50, while Ryu and Gil is like 2 characters out of 49, so or however many we have, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, the parries are 50-50.
It just bothers me. It annoys me to no end.
No. Do you know? I like that you're being honest. I honestly like that you're being honest about this. Because probably Afro Saiyan is just laughing in the background about certain things. But
if I could say, like, also to add on to that, Gil doesn't have a crush counter, so
he don't need one.
I mean,
he's got better than crush counter.
Yeah, imagine if he had.
He's missing something in the, the game's core thing. Do you know?
But he has the same basically with Retribution.
Yeah. And Retribution got buffed, or the effects of it got buffed. So wait, would you
don't understand Retribution?
Is it just because you haven't kind of delved into it, or something?
I think it's clear.
I think I learned it at some point, and then I took a break from the game and I forgot it all again.
I definitely think it's clear as day who Ixion's #1 hated character is. But right, so we haven't got much time left, so I'm going to ask you this one final question. Obviously, there was a commentary trailer because they are going to be commentators as announcers in the game. Ixion, if you could pick 2 commentators you want to be as commentator DLC for Street Fighter 6, who would they be?
James Chen and Ultra David. Nice. No offense to you, Jammerz.
Wait, whoa. I'm not. Do not worry. I'm not offended by that. I'm just curious as to who people want to see in the game. Do you want to offend me, or do you want me to be offended?
I do not want you to be offended.
Cool. You had to think about that, Jammerz.
Yeah, no. He had to think about his answer.
He had to think about that.
He had to think about that. Because if you want me to be offended, I can.
50-50.
But anyway, right.
He parried that question.
Yeah, well, clearly. That's why he loves the parry mechanic. Afro Saiyan, what about you? If you could pick 2 commentators to be in Street Fighter 6 as announcers, which commentators would they be?
It would actually be Jammerz. And,
okay.
I already posted a tweet on Twitter saying why.
Oh, don't worry. Segment told me immediately.
That was great. That was fantastic.
And
don't hate me for this, but I would also like Z.
Okay, no one's gonna hate you for it. That's fine.
No one's gonna hate you for anything, Ixion. You're a lovable guy.
That's fine. All right.
He's a legend.
What about your second pick?
My second pick would be Pi-Sai.
Okay.
Actually,
Do you know, that actually be a good
he's
shout.
one of my favorite like commentators. I remember watching like NLBC.
That's a really good pick.
Really good. So
Damn, that's actually a pretty good shout there. All right, cool. So, gentlemen, much appreciated for joining us and taking time out of your day to play the first 10 and talk to us as well. Richard, put the fight card again so that people can see their social media outlets. Of course, Ixion does stream, so you can find all of his socials there. Make sure you follow him on Twitter, and he was streaming today as well. But please make sure you follow him on Twitch. That does help him a lot. Afro Saiyan's Twitter account is there as well. But Ixion, any final words before we let you go? The floor is yours. Be careful what you say.
To hell with Ed.
Thank you. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I was the one who said it, but I said the same sentiment. I said the same sentiment. Is that all? No, thank you to your followers, nothing? Just
yeah, thanks for having me, of course. And shout-outs to all the good people. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Good people or good players?
Good. I think you just meant good people.
I'm the good people.
What about you, Afro Saiyan? Any final words before we let you guys go?
Just thank you for having me on the show, I guess. That's it. Thank you to everyone. That's it.
Okay, cool. All right. These people are definitely men of short words, I can tell you that much. Anyway, right. Ixion, Afro Saiyan, when you guys are done, you can leave the Discord call, and I'll send you both a message later thanking you once again. But yeah, when you're ready, leave the call, because myself, Veggey, and Olvaha have to close out the show now.
Olvaha.
All right. Thanks for having me again.
Take care, guys.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Well,
Take care, guys.
I gotta say, that was pretty interesting. I like their opinions on many things as well. I mean, both of them could have been trolling in some aspects. Some they might not have been trolling in others, but it was good to see and talk to them. I like that how honest and candid Ixion is in general. Obviously, his concerns about SF5 and what he's looking forward to SF6. And it's a good thing that Afro Saiyan brought up. SF6 is going to be a new chapter for everyone because they're going to knock over the building blocks again. And then everyone's going to have to start from the ground up. But it's going to be a different journey from what it was from 5. Hopefully they can get everyone from sticking around from the start to the finish. Because obviously, Veggey, you played a little bit, then you took a 2-year break, and then you came back. And, you know, other people.
Yeah, almost 3 years. Yeah, 2 years, right.
Yeah, so it's like, so hopefully people just stay there from day one, and then they just work their way up. And again, you know, we'll see how it unfolds. And yeah, we'll just see how that goes from there. But well, we'll see, because again, the game, like I said, it looks like Capcom pulling out all the stops for Street Fighter 6 right now. Obviously, there's a lot of things that they needed to tweak and adjust because that game was most likely under proper development during the pandemic era. So there's a couple of things they need to kind of clamp down immediately. Obviously, you guys know what they are. I'm not going to mention them, but you know what they are.
I'm lost, but continue.
Oh, well, I'll mention it afterwards anyway. But yeah, it was great to have these guys on. Yeah, if you guys didn't, or if you weren't able to catch the first 10, which is the talk we had in general, this will be uploaded to the YouTube channel Capcom Fighters, and you can catch the archives there. But Richard, we have a CPT graphic this weekend, the Japan one, if you have it. Yes! So the sign-ups for this, I believe, are closed. They will be closing. But if we have any Japanese viewers, sign up for this and get signed up. I haven't actually, or get prepared, I should say. Not sign up for this and get signed up. Sign up and get prepared. Sorry, getting tired.
Great,
But,
you're a wordsmith.
Can I just say one thing about this particular one? I find it really interesting that it's already here and it's gonna be a bloodbath. Like, there's gonna be so many good players attending this one. It's definitely something that you will not want to miss.
Well, it's their one and only chance to qualify for the Cup, at least for the online era anyway. And they've had, like, you know, what, 300, maybe 400 entrants in the past for these CPT Onlines for Japan, but only 16 can make it on the stream, and there can only be
bonkers.
one guy that qualifies for the Cup. So this will be happening this weekend, so definitely tune into the stream to find out who is going to qualify for the CPT finals via Japan. And do we have anything else to show? I don't think so, unless there's something I'm missing. But other than that, no, that should be it. Again,
Do you want to host a gun show?
We should.
I mean, like muscles. That was the joke.
Oh, well.
I heard it after and thought, like, that's not a... Yeah.
Well, anyway. Hopefully Veggey didn't offend anyone with what he just said. Right, so we should be back on the airways next week, and the week after that, we are preparing as many episodes as we can. It is going to be a busy period because offline events are coming back, and the FGC is coming back to somewhat normality and to probably even greater things. But yes, this has been it from us today on the episode of Sets. Myself, Jammerz, Veggey, and Olvaha here. Guys, take care. Keep street fighting. Watch that trailer for Street Fighter 6 40,000 times. You can analyze Ryu's pectoral muscles. You can analyze Luke's teeth. You can analyze, I don't know. Do whatever you want. Make that content. But we need you to keep being active and playing some Street Fighter. So we'll see you next week for another episode of Sets. Take care. See you next time.
Next time.
When you go looking for strength, it's not like a game. This journey doesn't have a real ending. Okay then, hope you're ready to begin. If you want to start off on the right foot in this city, hit the streets.
Yeah, hey there, I do this. Never fear losing. And when I get up in the game, you're up here improving. A real problem, but I solve them all face proof. And if you think I'm going forward, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. Or dunks aside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I've been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Fight! It started from the ground up, training getting wound up, channeling it in itself and moving up and down, crossing over, passing around, from the time the clock and keep score. Years I never thought it crossed before. When I get tired on my knees, I gotta dig in the deep. I feel like I'm on the road, it really has got me. Since I went the way, no good vibes, if you just let it get. I'm out here scheming, riding around in a dreaming. Once I get the feeling,
The top player is here.
Let me have some fun.
Ready? Then show me.
This will be a good fight.
if you wanna come and stand up to me, pull up on me now. If you wanna challenge to me, what you wanna call me now? I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back.
This is our destiny. My secret arts. Street Fighter 6.